to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information. Join guest designer Gemma Crow for our Adventures with Beading Thread DVD. Gemma will guide you through a variety of techniques from basic to more advanced ways you can use beading thread, including how to create flowers, weaving and plaiting techniques, and much more. To get your hands on a copy, simply contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome to Designer Inspiration. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. My name is Becky and I am not only with a brand new team today, I've switched over sides, got a brand new producer and everything, but I'm also joined by a very talented but also very new guest designer. You might well have seen her before in her warm-up. She's done around an hour with us before, but today we are very lucky we have her for the whole show. It is the wonderful and glamorous, I must say, Sammi. Hi Sammi.
Hi Becky.
How are you?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm really looking forward to it. So,
are you?
Yeah.
That is fab. Can you give us a little bit of a summary about the first thing you're going to show us a little bit later on?
I'm going to show you how to make an Art Deco style black and white necklace, monochrome, very on trend at the moment. Everybody loves a bit of monochrome. So
the pieces she's created with this are so beautiful, very, very pretty, quite dramatic and dynamic as well, but completely wearable. So that is coming up for you. As well as that today, because it's my first day in a new school, I decided to bring you something that we all know I love. It's a whole hour of Opal. This whole T-bar is filled with Opal. We'll be doing around half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to get through all of these if I can, because there are some stunning, stunning pieces in here that you will not want to miss out on. And also the important thing to point out about the Opal, of course, is what price point are we going to? Well, there's something for every pocket today. I've got some hitting just below the £25 mark, but I've also got some way under a tenner. So they're coming up for you shortly. I've also got some seriously exceptional sky blue topaz. This strand is breathtaking. I think you will all agree. Micro faceting on this is exceptional, and you have the chance to own this today. I'll be bringing this to you shortly as well. I've also, I know it's Sammi's first day here properly, and we could let her off. Just let her do the 2 demos and that'd be it. But we're not going to. We're going to set her a challenge today. How do you feel about your challenge, Sammi?
A little bit nervous, it has to be said. So what could go wrong? It's only live TV.
So live TV, absolutely. Nothing will go wrong at all. I'm going to bring that challenge to you right now. Is that right? So whereabouts is it? Are we going for the lab? How do you feel about Labradorite, Sammi?
I love it. It's my favourite stone.
What is it about Labradorite that interests you so much?
I just love the different colour plays you can get across it, and no two are the same. No. So I love the fact it's unique. That's my favourite bit about it, really. And in terms of my stall, because I do run a business, it is by far the biggest seller. Everybody, even people who are not into gemstones, have never sort of really experienced them before, once they see that colour play on there, they just want to take it home. So.
And I think these 4 strands depict exactly what you have said exceptionally well. 4 strands of Labradorite in here. Now I have the 2 largest sizes at the end here. These are your 10mm, 260 carats worth you have in these plain rounds. And in your centre here, the 8mm, 165 carats on each of those 2 strands. So a really serious carat weight, over 800 on these strands. Now Labradorite itself is such an exceptional and beautiful gemstone. The reason it has what we call labradorescence, now if you are new to us, perhaps you haven't worked with Labradorite before, we talk of labradorescence, we talk of this shiller, this sheen that goes just within the gemstone. You may well be able to see it on some of the gems now. Now this shiller can be in a number of different shades, whether it be gold or blue, and we very much rate Labradorite for this phenomena. Only Labradorite has labradorescence, and the reason that Labradorite actually has labradorescence is very much because of how it's built up by Mother Nature. So Mother Nature and the structure of this gemstone is parallel fibrous lines. So as these parallel fibrous lines are created, the light enters at one direction, and as opposed to with a faceted gemstone where the light will come back into your ear, it actually continues along these fibrous pieces, and that's why you get this gorgeous shiller. So should we take a look at your price? 4 strands, over 800 carats of your favorite gemstone. The price today is not going to be £21.80 because it's designer inspirations. And it's going to be Sammi's first challenge. So let's knock a few pounds off, shall we? Your price today is just £16.95 for over 800 carats. And the great thing is these are your plain rounds, so possibly the most workable shape. And definitely, I think you'll all agree when you start off jewellery making, because we recognise the rounds a lot of the time, that's where we start. So it's lovely that you're able to get 4 strands of this stunning gemstone in such a workable shape and size. £16.95 is your price for these 4 strands today. That works out about £4.23 a strand. Really great price. And another thing to point out, the length of these. Have I got a ruler around here? No. Well, my guess on the length of these strands would be, oh, I have got you're a little love. These are looking to me around 40 centimetres, but let me double check for you. Got my 30 centimetre ruler out here, and I think you'll agree we're knocking up around 40 centimetres on each of these strands. 30 to this point, and then an extra 10. So I've got 40 centimetres on all 4 of my strands. Don't forget, our average length is looking at around 30 centimetres, so the fact you've got that extra 10 makes all of the difference, I'm sure you'll agree. £16.95 for your 4 strands today. Sammi, what do you think of your challenge?
I'm excited. No, obviously nervous because it's the first time I've been challenged, but yeah, I'm excited too. I love working with labs. So.
Is there anything that's popping into your mind yet?
I might do some big earrings, something like that.
Ooh, I like a good pair.
Or both. We will see. Yes.
Oh, you're new, Sammi, so you don't know this. I'm a size N. £16.95. You're getting your money off it today. So get it now whilst you can. It's one of your favourites. I've got Grace is buying some. Norma, you've got yourself some. Kathleen, I hope you've got some cracking ideas for what you're going to do with these today, ladies. £16.95. It's discounted for you today, but only until 9 o'clock. And not only are we going to get this, but we're also going to get a little bit of inspiration from the lovely Sammi. We'll be heading over to her to have a look at these around 4:45. So, Sammi, have you been given these yet? No. Would you like to steal them off me now?
Come and get them off you now.
Steal them off me.
Thank you. I might have to take them home.
I'll let you have a couple of extra minutes on it. So, in this section, we are going to be bringing to you some true designer inspiration. There's lots of mixed goodies in here, including this stunning, bright, poppy pink. These are your wonderful... Say that to me again. Sorry to interrupt. Say that to me again, Pip. No, it's not. I haven't got that box. Both of my boxes go up to 12. Sorry, I'm just filling my producer in at the moment. This one is, can you find this one, Pip? You've got it. Beautiful. You have got here your beautiful strand of pink chalcedony in these squares. These are from around 4x1, 2 5x2mm, and this is a 22cm strand. This is a really poppy fuchsia tone. Now, I don't know if you've been keeping your eye on Fashion Week. Obviously, Fashion Week for us, London, it finished 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, but right now we're in the main section of the Paris Fashion Week, and there has been so many bright pops of colour in there. Jean-Paul Gaultier has been very much focusing on the more metallic colours mixtured with these beautiful pops of colour. So it's a really high fashion look, and it's quite unusual actually, because of course it's autumn winter that we're looking at the moment in the fashion weeks. I know a bit early, but they always do it that way, and it's unusual to have such pops of colour in the fashion range for that season, but it is this year, so get your hands on it whilst you can. Your price on this today, 60 carats. How about under a fiver? £4.95. It's a lovely, beautiful strand. I've got plenty of you on the phone lines for these. Please check out your baskets if you are online at the moment. Don't forget, you can check out as many times as you want. There's only one postage and packaging until midnight tonight, £2.95. So do check out as many times as you want, because it's the only way you can guarantee it's yours. This can be yours, winging its way to you in a few days for less than a fiver. Beautiful, bright, poppy pink chalcedony. Let me bring to you something very special. Oh, by the way, you know, I did that pearl showcase the other day. If you're into pearls, I've got an exceptional strand for you coming up in a little bit. How about a little bit of subtlety with your colour? It's coated quartz. 90 carats worth to be precise, and these are around 11mm. And these are beautiful faceted puffy coins. Now, Sammi, what do you think about this gemstone strand?
That is truly beautiful. You could do it, it's really versatile as well. You can either just have it as maybe one pendant just sat there catching the light.
Yeah.
Or you could do a big statement ring. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh my goodness.
And you can wear it with any colour, or put it with any colour stone if you wouldn't. I mean, I'd like to take one stone and make a big feature of it.
Yes.
And that's perfect for that. But also you could put it with any variety of stones, because it's just so beautiful.
It is stunning, isn't it? And there is graduation in here as well, you'll be able to see, from 11 all the way up to 17mm. So a real nice difference in there. Perfect if perhaps you wanted to do a pair of earrings and then a matching pendant. If I show you the smallest one next to the largest, the graduation's really noticeable, isn't it? But because you've got the same shape and size, you've still got the symmetry there, which I know is really important to a lot of people. Should we get your price in for the 16cm strand? Your price on this beautiful colour-coated quartz today is just £11.95. Now think about what Sammi was saying. Think about if you were just to use the largest one as a ring, little bit of wire wrapping. How much are we thinking price-wise to sell this type of ring for?
With a stone like that, I'd probably about around £10 to £15.
Easily. Yeah.
And if you were to put silver wire, if you get a bit more confident with your wire and use sterling silver wire, then you're looking at £40 at least.
Definitely.
But it's such a quality stone, you could easily put that with sterling silver.
Oh,
and just make it such beautiful stone.
And there's 10 on my strand, so if you're even looking at just selling 10 rings at a tenner, the profit making possibilities on this strand really could be endless. It's £11.95 for you today, and truly it's an inspirational strand. 90 carats for you. Rainbow colour coated quartz, just £11.95 today. I said to you when I first started this job in November, I said to you, 2014, it's all about pearls. Pearls are going to be everywhere. And wasn't I right? Chanel for spring, summer and autumn, winter. We've got girls absolutely strewn in these beautiful, beautiful pearls, going back to almost the basis and the idea of Chanel. Of course, Coco Chanel's renowned for her wearing of strings and strings of pearls, and Karl Lagerfeld really has gone back to the kind of origins of Chanel this year, and it's wonderful that pearls have had such a massive comeback, and not just with people who perhaps have loved them over the years. You've seen a lot more of the younger generations wearing these. We've seen a lot of popular icons at the moment for the younger ages, people such as your Lady Gaga's, your Rihanna's, wearing coloured pearls, and that's exactly what you've got in this strand. They're a beautiful light blue colour, and they are 11 by 10 mil. Now, when we talk of size, we're thinking about the process of the creation of pearls. So of course we work out that it takes a mollusk around a year to create a mil of nacre, which is what these are made up of. So if we're looking per pearl working around the 11 to 10 mil range, each one of these individual pearls has actually taken Mother Nature between 10 and 11 years to create per pearl. So it's wonderful that you're able to get your hands on it today at a truly exceptional price. £19.95 for you today. These are large. These are taking years to make, but they're also high fashion right now. If you haven't yet got your hands on plenty of pearls for your stand, for your website, I strongly encourage you to get this today, because truly the popularity of pearls has shot up. And do not forget as well the fact that these are timeless, they're ageless, and they're only £19.95. I've got to admit to you that I think we have pearls on quite often, especially at the moment, because as soon as we're getting them in, they're flying out because of the popularity. But I think it's quite easy to forget the price of pearls sort of anywhere else apart from here, really. If you go and have a little look, just treat yourself now to just a little 3-4 minute search online if you're online, and just remind yourself the price of even just a pair of pearl earrings. How much are we looking at for that? £20, maybe £30? You're getting a whole strand here for less than 20 today. £19.95. Treat yourself whilst you can. I'm going to have to move on. I've not got many of these left. Get yourself on the phone whilst you can. Ooh, what's 9? I am in love. I love trapezoids. I think the shape of them is fab, because if you're used to working with just your normal drops, these pyramid shapes kind of give you a little bit of a different feel, don't they? They're the same thing. 90 carats worth of your blue fluorite today, and they are 7 by 10 mil, and they're on a 16 centimetre strand. Now the interesting thing with fluorite is that it's a really useful gemstone. It's used in cars, it's used in lights, it's used a lot within science. Yeah, it's used in cars, it's used in the engine, and also parts of the exhaust as well. It's a beautiful colour as well, and I love that you're getting a real mix on here, aren't you? You're getting periwinkle, you're getting skies in here as well, almost these Maldive tones as well, aren't you? Beautiful for a ring if you wanted to have a really high, almost shoulders-like setting. These would be beautiful and statement. Should we get your price in? Your price today is £12.95 for these little beauties. What do you think of this strand, Sammi?
Just the way those facets clash. I love anything faceted, me. I absolutely, all lab, because that also glows, but those are just amazing. And you wouldn't really need to do much with them at all. I'd be quite tempted to, well, make something for myself and just have like tiny little seed pearls in between, something like that. Just beautiful, and just have just a one necklace out of that.
Just to have it cascading.
Just had it like that. That would be totally spoiling myself. That really would.
Oh, I think because of the way these are drilled as well against the neckline,
they just move, and I love any movement, you see. They really do catch the light. Or you can make a ring, and you could have a real kind of feature ring if you're wrapping the base of it, and then just hiding where you're pushing the wire through, and then you've got an absolutely divine feature ring.
Yeah, definitely.
Just amazing.
£12.95 for fluorite, and I've got to say we don't have it on that often, do we? It's really lovely to be able to get our hands on it, and especially in such a beautiful shade and cut. This whole strand is yours for just £12.95 before. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up on this strand. It's stunning, it's beautiful, it's a cracking price, but it's going to sell out. We can pretty much guarantee it. We know how popular this gemstone is, and you are going to love it. The code is up, take a look, I'll be quiet, look at the strand, get on the phone. 185 carats worth of this rose quartz, and it is frosted 8mm. Now, the beautiful thing with frosted gemstones, if you haven't maybe treated yourself to them before, is I love how tactile they are. They're so touchable and smooth. And actually, unusually, with a frosted gemstone, you get a unisex feel. There's something quite masculine about something that's not highly polished. And you've got this wonderful frosting effect on here. It's 8mm, it's your most popular size of round because it is so usable. It's a really delicate pop of pink in here, and it's got a really light shading to it. And if you look closely, you might be able to see the temporary strand running through the middle, that really high pop pink in some of them, which means that if you wish to add a really bright strand through yours, you could have that pop of colour. Alternatively, you could go for something almost with a milky tone just to keep it hidden. It's completely up to you, really usable. Now this is going to sell out. It's CTPO03. This is your price. £4.95 for you today. What do you think of that price?
I'm thinking, I wish I had brought my phone in here. I'd be underneath buying those.
Underneath the desk, texting away. This is £4.95, and it's 180 carats worth. It's genuine gemstone for under a fiver. And realistically, you couldn't buy beads for that, could you? £4.95 for this entire strand. There is plenty of you on the phone for this, and it doesn't surprise me. This is likely to be a sellout. You can see the length of this strand. Again, I think we're looking around the 40cm mark. What would you think of doing with these, Sammi?
Bronze wire. I love putting rose quartz with bronze wire. So I'm a bit of a wire fanatic, but I love putting bronze wire because it really brings out the colour of the stone. So even the palest rose quartz deepens, it kind of blushes when you put bronze wire around it. So I do that. Again, I'm a big ring fan, so I'd probably make, look, can you imagine the amount of rings you'll get out of that? And especially with the frosted ones, because if you think about the wearability of a ring, you could have that really exposed and it wouldn't scratch because it's already frosted. So you haven't got to worry about wear and tear on things like that, which you should consider when you're making a ring for everyday use. Beautiful. And
of course it is rose quartz, so on the Mohs scale we're looking around an 8.5, so that's the added strength there as well. It's £4.95. I've got Karen, I've got Lynette getting some, I've got Ruth buying a few as well. What I would say is if you're online now and you're not checking out your baskets, you will miss out. I can see 4 of you who have still got it in your baskets. Please do check out, people, just because as soon as you check out, that's when you're guaranteeing it's yours. Up until that point, you haven't. Essentially, you've shopped, got all the goodies you needed, and then just left your trolley in the middle of a supermarket and gone home. That's essentially what you're doing. Make sure you check out to get this and make sure it's yours. £4.95, and I've got a text through for you, Sammi, I think. This one is from Michelle. She said, good afternoon, Becky and Sammi. Good afternoon, hope you're having a lovely day. Looking good, Sammi. So excited for you. That's some love from Michelle in Gloucester. Thanks, Michelle. Are you excited, Sammi?
I am excited. Michelle's, I mean, I don't know why she's so talented. She's a really talented person as well. So she watches it all the time and buys stuff from here because I mean, she's just amazing with what she does. So hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you for messages in. If you do want to send Sammi any other messages, do get in touch. Either go into jewellerymaker.com, alternatively you can text us. The text number is 60777 and you start your text with JM Studio, that's one word. Any questions, hints or tips you might like to share with the world, feel free to get in touch with us. This is your show as much as it is ours, so do get involved. I've got for you a rather pretty strand of garnet. Now, the thing that I love about this strand is the richness of tone. I wonder if you're going to be able to get this underneath these lights. It's got that rhodolite tone to it. They almost look a little bit jet to you, but to me, these are rich, rich. Think claret. That's the tone we're going for through these. Really beautiful richness. Now, of course, garnet is a really interesting gemstone. It's so hard to mine, ridiculously so. But the reason it's so much adored and loved is it's known as the gemstone of hope, and also the gemstone that's said to reveal your true inner self. So gorgeous for a gift, especially if someone's going through a transition in some way, maybe a new job, new workplace, you know, new home. It's said to bring to them the strength to be their own true self, and also to develop themselves as well. So gorgeous as a gift. 190 carats worth you've got in here, and this is an 18 centimeter strand. Now, we all know the name garnet. The name garnet itself has built within it this high-end luxurious name. If you have garnet on your stand, people recognize it. They might not recognize strands such as your Labradorite or the name of say your moonstone. It might not be much in their knowledge line, I suppose, but garnet, everyone knows it. It's something you're almost brought up with, and everyone knows it's high-end luxury. Imagine having this on your stand in a stunning piece, but knowing that for 18 centimetres you've only paid this. £15.95, genuine garnet. It's one of the big ones, people adore it, and this is seriously rich in tone. When we're looking at garnet, what you're looking for is a deep saturation, and I think you'll all agree this definitely has this. So much so that under these lights it almost looks jet, but it's just really, really rich red. When you get this home, you'll be able to see. It is £15.95 for you today. 190 carats worth. £15.95 for genuine garnet is exceptional, and if you are looking for serious depth of colour, then I've got it for you here as well. And these stunning rondels. This is Chrysoprase. 70 carats worth of your Chrysoprase. Take a look at this for me. Beautiful rondels. Now, Chrysoprase is a really very interesting gemstone for many, many reasons. One of my favourite facts about Chrysoprase is the price in Hong Kong. Now, in Hong Kong, they're one of Steve Bennett's friends who has he has a mine, but also he has exhibitions, and what he does is he tries to get himself large amounts of Chrysoprase at one time, bringing the price down for himself, obviously at purchase. But when he actually sells Chrysoprase in Hong Kong, he works out his selling to be £100 a carat. That's how much he sells it for. Now, Steve, the first time he met this gentleman and saw him selling Chrysoprase £100 per carat, he was a bit sceptical, a little bit, didn't think he was going to do it. However, he went back the next day and he'd sold his entire stock of it for that month in 24 hours at the equivalent of £100 per carat. 70 carats you have in here. It's these beautiful rondels. Are we going to give you it for £100 a carat? Of course not. Here's your price today. £14.95. When you think of the green gemstones and the green hues, such as I suppose your emerald, you don't really get as much of a pop as you do with this, do you? This is spring, it's summer, it's new blooms, it's unisex again, it's the beautiful green tone, and it's only £14.95 for 70 carats of this stunning gemstone. It is graduated again, so perfect for if you do want to create yourself a set of jewellery from around 5x3 all the way to 8x4 mil on this 18cm strand. What would you think of doing with this, Sammi?
I love it. I mean, I went to the Rock Gem Beach show and was looking at some yesterday, but it was a horrifically big price tag on it, so I didn't get any. But I absolutely adore it. That would be probably a wire-wrapped bracelet, and you can do little connectors in between and just make a feature of each little stone and have it sparkling on your wrist all the time. Do a matching ring with it. It's beautiful. Again, bronze wire probably.
Yeah, I love the idea of that. And actually, you've got some peridot in your second kit, haven't you?
I have, I love peridot.
This would look fab with. I could completely see that. Ooh, how exciting. There's loads of things that you could do with this, definitely. Now, this is £14.95 for you today, but it's your last chance to purchase right now because I've only got a handful or two left. Now, it is designer inspiration, and we have got coming up for you a beautiful monochrome standout design with the lovely Sammi. So stay tuned. I'll see you after this.
Get involved with Jewellery Maker by sending the studio a message during our live hours. You can send a text to 60777 and start your message with JM Studio, or alternatively, go to our website and click on Watch the Live Show, simply type your message into the box and press send. Make sure you stay tuned in case your message is read out. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
If you miss a Jewellery Maker show, then simply go to our YouTube page where you'll be able to find hours of Jewellery Maker footage. Search by show, date or type. Alternatively, search by guest designer by using our playlist page. You can also find hours of tutorials with handy hints and tips to give you inspiration. Our YouTube page is updated on a daily basis, so you can access any show at any time. Stay in touch with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Have a little look at this. I'm in love. This is coming up for you in around an hour. Look at the colour play on this opal. Wow, the opalescence on this is phenomenal. This is coming up for you in around an hour, and it's in my opal section. This is spectacular. I cannot wait to bring this to you. I've got to admit, the lights in here are not doing this enough justice, which might be good because then maybe I can keep it. This strand, under £25 for you today. Oh my goodness, I have so much opal for you, I cannot wait. And if you're into getting your hands on something, it was the Oscars last night, wasn't it? If you're feeling a bit of the Oscar vibe, why not treat yourself to something a little bit beautiful and high-end later on? This is going to be seriously luxury for less, with a beautiful sky blue topaz. This one's coming up for you in a little bit as well. If I show you against the white, can you see how seriously blue this is? Oh my goodness. This is a tiara. Oh, beautiful earrings. Oh, I'm completely in love. Now, welcome to Designer Inspirations. My name is Becky, and today I am joined for her first proper full show, the wonderfully talented Sammi.
Hi.
How are you feeling now, Sammi?
A little bit less nervous, but then it's building a bit because I've got to do my demo now.
Yeah, no.
I could just stand here and say stuff, I'd be fine.
Don't worry, if anything goes wrong, we'll edit it out. It'll be fine. You're doing fab so far. Now, I've got for you in the Designer Inspirations her kit. Now, if you are new to us, Designer Inspirations, what we like to do is we give our jewellery makers a kit to work with for a week or so, and then what we do is we have a little look at their beautiful creations and show you step by step how they've managed to create some of their pieces. But what we like to do before that is give you the chance to own the same kit that they had, so you can recreate the looks and so much more. Today, I have got 3 exceptional strands for you here. It's totally monochrome and it is ageless. Take a look at these for me. Now in here you have got some serious size gemstones. I think it's very safe to say you have got in here 65 carats of these rutile quartz bicones, and these are 6mm. Beautiful thing with rutile quartz is you've almost got nature encapsulated in each of these. It's a really stunning strand. As well as that, you have 225 carats of your black obsidian in these sizable chunky rice beads, faceted again. The size on these are 30 by 10mm, so really statement pieces. And when you see how Sammi's used these, I think you'll be blown away. If you were sneaky enough to have a little look at Sammi's neckline earlier, this might give you a little clue as what's coming up for us. And as well as that, I have this beautiful strand here. Now, how many carats are in this one? Can we see? We'll find out. 150 carats worth of the black striped agate, and these are 8mm. Wonderful agate. Although we say black striped, I think you'll agree some of these are almost pure white, aren't they? You're getting a real nice mixture of depth of colour, tones, but also transparency levels vary greatly in this strand as well, which is beautiful because it's giving you symmetry in the shape, in the sense of its shape and size, but also because agate is so individual, you've also got a little burst of uniqueness in each one. So you have 3 strands in this, but we're not stopping there. We want to give you everything we can so that you can get involved with this. It's lovely to see the fact that we have got your threading materials here. I have got for you your monofilament, your beading thread and your elastic. Now I am with my new team today, and so it's really exciting to be able to have the threading materials on. On my other shift side, we don't really bring you those often, so it's wonderful you're able to get your hands on them today, because it's the type of things that are essential, aren't they? Stash up, top up. As well as that, I've got your findings pack for you. Now this findings pack, you've got so many goodies in here. I don't know if you've had one of the new findings packs yet, but you've got plenty of things to keep you entertained in here. Everything you can see on screen, including but not limited to your length of chain. You've got 15 of your crimp covers, you've got 15 of your head pins, lots of jump rings in there for you as well. And one of my favourite things from this piece as well is your twisted heart toggle clasp. It's got such a fab detail to it, doesn't it? And the great thing is as well, can you see what it's attached with in the middle? You've got yourself a free jump ring there, haven't you? Snip that off, something a little bit extra. Everything helps. We never throw anything away as creatives, do we? So all of these findings you will be getting your hands on, including of course the organza bag, which has on it handmade gemstone jewellery. It's not got our name and logo smashed all over it. You can put your little gifts in here and have it as a wonderful little gift bag too. As well as this, I'm not stopping there. As well as this, you're going to be getting in total 20 meters of wire. Silver tone, works beautifully with the monochrome and the beading thread. This is your 0.8, and this is his long lost friend. He's been on holiday. He's not been somewhere hot because he's not got a tan. He's been skiing. He's away. It is 0.4. He's back in the building, but you can only get your hands on this in the beautiful bundle, 10 meters worth, 0.8 and your 0.4 today. So if you are running low on your 0.4, this is your chance to get your hands on it. 10 meters worth. It'll keep you going a while, and it goes beautifully with this kit. Let me reiterate exactly what we have. 10 meters of 0.4, 10 meters of 0.8. You've got your stunning findings pack and all your threading material, and you have 3 strands, 65 of your black rutile bicones, 220 carats of the faceted long rice beads of obsidian, and 150 carats of your black striped agate as well. So, shall we take a look at your website price? £43.15. Now, our website price, what we do, a little bit unlike everyone else, we actually price compare against ourselves. Our prices are so competitive that we go to the best and we have a look at the best price that we can do you. That price, £43.15, is the price that you would be getting if you went on our website right now and bought these individually. Now, at the top of your screen, unless you're online, at which point I'm pointing at nothing, you will be able to see a code. The code is WYGC19. Now, if you type that into the website now or call the call center with that website, it is your discount code. That is your discount code. So if you ring in or type that in now, you will not be paying £43.15. With that discount code, your price on this today is nowhere near that. WYGC19, get this today for just £27.95. That's all you're going to be paying for these goodies today. That's 3 strands, 20 meters of wire, loads and loads of findings, and all your threading material needs for less than 30 quid. £27.95. And I think it's safe to say when we go and have a little look at Sammi's stunning jewellery, you will be blown away with not only the amount of pieces that she's created, but also the range she's created as well. The price on that, we're looking at, well, 30% saving. What do you think of the price on that, Sammi?
I think that's absolutely stunning price, because I'd sell that necklace alone for £30, so you've covered it straight away. So
just in one piece, you have covered all of your bases.
Yeah. And it's so versatile. I mean, everybody loves black and white. You can wear it with anything, and it's really good on a night out. It's just brilliant, really is. And I love the obsidian so much. I used every single one of them.
The pieces you can create today are exceptional. This is the one that Sammi was saying you're looking at selling for around £30, which I've got to say I think is a bit of a bargain.
Yeah.
It's fab. So if we're going to learn how to create this today, so what you can do is learn how to make this, create it, and have so much left over to create so much more. You can literally make your money back in one piece.
Yeah, I wanted to show how far the 10 meters of the 0.4 would go, because as a wrapping wire you tend to use more. So I made all of those, including the pendant on the end, and the pendant I'm wearing, and the ring. You know, that's all of that 10 meters of wire. It's amazing.
It's fab, isn't it? So Sammi, you have been with us before, but it was your screen test, wasn't it? And you were with us for an hour.
Yeah.
So it's your first proper show. Yep. A little bit excited?
A little bit excited, a bit nervous, but yes, it's all good.
So tell us, for anyone who hasn't seen you before, tell us a little bit about your jewellery making background.
Well, I run it as a business. I make my jewellery and I sell it online, both Facebook, and I have my own website. I tour the country doing big events around the country. I'm in a gallery and a shop in Tewkesbury as well, so gallery in Cheltenham.
So how long have you been doing it for? What got you started?
What got me started was I went on holiday to Willicombe and I saw a bracelet there that I really, really liked, but it was £60, and I'm a mum, so you can't really sort of justify £60 on yourself very often.
Yeah.
So I actually bought 3 handmade glass beads and a bit of leather at an exorbitant price I now know. I didn't at the time, and I taught myself on YouTube how to do macrame.
Fab.
And then I got myself a jig and started playing with wire and then wire wrapping, and I just found it was my thing, and it's just been amazing, really has.
And it's just gone on and on.
It's just gone on and on and on. And now, I mean, I've gone from having my first craft fair with 10 necklaces lying on a bit of black cloth, no stands or anything, to having a big 4.5 metre gazebo filled with stuff, shelving and everything, all from just doing it. And everything I've sold I've put back in and bought more.
And over what time period have you gone from just your little stand to the huge gazebo?
From the stand to the gazebo, about 18 months.
Wow, fast turnaround.
Fast turnaround.
Growth.
Yes.
Wow, that's so exciting.
It is.
Oh, Sammi, I could talk all day, but I suppose we should look at the jewellery, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Now, if you do have any questions for Sammi, do get in touch with us. Either go to JewelleryMaker.com or you can text us in. 60777 is your number. Start your text with JM Studios. Any questions you might have for Sammi, or whether you just want some ideas of maybe how to grow your own store, you want some tips of how to grow your name and your business, do get in touch with us today. So, we are giving you a cracking deal on this, aren't we?
Yeah.
£27.95. You've got over 30% saving, almost 40% saving on this. We're going to be taking a look at how to create this piece, aren't we? Whereabouts on this will we be starting?
We're going to start with the bottom bit here. We're going to start with this. It's a very kind of Art Deco look, because that's monochrome always brings me back. I love the 20s, and it's so in at the moment as well.
Massively.
So yes, we're going to start with that, because you can use that not only as I have there to hang a pendant off it, because there's loops across the bottom. You could hang lots of things graduated up the sides, little tiny things like the little peridots coming up later would look amazing on the bottom of there. Just a bit of colour on the bottom of the
the bottom of the piece.
It would look brilliant.
So you could keep it quite simple, but you could go elaborate with this
and
too.
You can change the shape of it. So it's a very versatile thing, and that's what I want to inspire people to do. Is to see something and then think, oh, I could use it, I could adapt it, I could do this and I could do that, and just do it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You waste like 10 pence, 50 pence worth of wire.
Yeah.
But you're having fun.
It's worth having a go, isn't it?
Definitely.
So let's get started on this section here.
Okay, I've cut the wire already, so I don't have to mess about measuring it, but I have got the measurements for you.
Okay.
Which I've written down, because otherwise I never remember them.
Good.
So
good technique.
For the connectors here, we've got 5 bits of wire.
And is this your 0.8?
This is the 0.8 mil. We're going to wrap with a 0.4, and you start off with an 8.5 centimetre one for the top. Then the next one is 7 centimetres, then 6, 5, 4. It's quite easy to remember on that one. So yeah, so we're just going to take the 0.4 mil wire. I'm like Laura Binding, I don't measure this.
Oh, are you?
We don't measure. You're lucky I've measured that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you by eye?
I am by eye. I think because a lot of, I think the way my business has grown has been quite organic, so a lot of the way I work is the same.
Yeah, it's quite organic.
Yeah, so I do a lot by eye, so that should be plenty of wire. You're looking at just under a metre, I think.
Yeah, looking, probably around 70 centimetres, aren't we?
Yeah, so I always think there's 60 centimetres in a metre. I'm just having it over. There's 100,
yeah.
That's because it's metric. So we're going to start with the bottom one, and we're going to literally just anchor the wire around there 3 times. It's your standard thing that you do when you start your wrapping. So you just go round 3 times just to keep it.
Can you just pop your hands a little
bit further up?
Perfect,
that's because I'm so short. That's what it is.
Oh no, don't worry.
There we go, a little hobbit. I've got hairy feet and everything. Right, now we're going to pick up the next one.
Do you wax them? Or?
Do I shave?
Oh, do you?
Really. I don't wear shoes, that's it, I'm a real hobbit. I'm going to pick the next one up and we're going to lie it down next to it. Try and straighten them out with the nylon nose pliers if they're not straight. The wrap itself will keep it quite straight. So we're going to put it next to it like that. And then we're going to wrap around that one twice as well. So once and then twice. And then flatten it back out again. And then you've got, you've gone round twice.
I see.
And we're going to come up between those two wires. And we're going to add the third one next to it.
So you start with the longest and work your way.
You start with the longest and you work your way down. So I like to lay it out so I know where I'm going with it all. Because I'm a bit flaky and I forget what I'm doing.
I'm a bit like that, you know.
So we're going to go around this one twice as well. Again, and this is, once you've done it a couple of times and you've got them all in place, it becomes less messy. So you've gone up around that one twice, and we're going to go back down again. And the reason for that is if I put the next one on now, when it comes to making the curl at the end, there wouldn't actually be enough free wire.
Okay, good tip.
So, and it also adds a bit of a lovely bit of detail. So we're going to just go back down. Now this time you're going to go behind 3 wires and come up between the bottom one, she says, and the second one. So we're going to come up there, and behind 3 wires, sorry. We're going to go up and down there. So you're just wrapping 2 each time, do you see? Always wrapping 2 wires.
Always wrapping around 2 wires.
Twice. So that's easy to remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we're going to go, I say that, and we're going to the bottom wire twice. But it's always twice. And this is just to give a little bit of space so that when you do come to add the next wire, you've got enough room. You can change it around how you want to. And at the moment you've got like a little pyramid there. You can see just about picking it up. There you go. So you've gone twice around those 3 wires, and then we're going to go back up, and next, when we get further up, we're going to add the next wire. So twice again around the next 2. Okay, up between that one, there. If I'm going too fast, just shout at me.
No, don't worry.
And then
so you're going around the top 2 twice, and then you go to the middle.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2 twice, then 2 and 3, and then 3, and now we're going to add the next wire as well. Make sure you're adding the right one, because I'm probably not there. There we go. Yes, I am now. And then we're going to come up between the wire that you've just wrapped, and we're going to again twice. And then we're going to see if there's enough room. There should be 5 wires altogether, so I've got someone from somewhere else. There we go. And we're going to add the last one as well now. So you just have that little detail at the side. So it's always wrapping twice. And we start to come back down again. You'll find if you're going up, you'll have to come back behind 3 to wrap 2 at once. You'll know when you're doing it. That will make a lot more sense.
I see. So you're just bringing it at the back so you can't see it.
You're bringing it up the back. The back's going to look nearly the same as the front, but you're going to have the odd one slightly longer wire. Okay. Try not to lift it up. This makes it quite hard. I'm actually stood on tiptoes here. So
do you want that chair?
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'll sit down afterwards. This is fine. So we're going to come back down twice, and again. They're having fun next door, aren't they? Can you hear them?
They're in the workshop, aren't they?
Yeah, they're having an amazing time.
They're working with loads of coloured wire and everything today, aren't they? Loads of enamel pieces as well in there. There they are, look. Having a brew, the important bit.
That's why they were laughing, there you go.
Yeah.
Having a brew and having a laugh. And you can see, as you keep going like this, it becomes this beautiful little...
zigzag.
Zigzag, yeah.
It's fab.
It's amazing. You could do any pattern you wanted. It's just that this is the easiest way to get all of the wires in together. So once you've done the one zigzag, this is really quite, I say it's easy, but it is when you get the hang of it, honestly.
It's one of those that once you start it off, you get yourself into such a rhythm, don't you?
And then if you find if you think you're too far over, you can just pull the wires out along there and shift it along. It's not a problem. So then we're going to echo. So you look at what you've done there. If you're losing the track, you look at what you do, and then just wrap the bottom one around twice, and then we're going to come up again and do 2, and trying to feed it through when you're nervous on television. It's not.
Don't worry, you're doing an absolutely fab job.
Okay. And 2 again, and then back up once. If I'm not holding it right, do tell me.
No, don't worry, you're doing an absolutely fine job.
And then up again. And that's the reason we don't actually curl the ends of it yet, because it becomes really, really, really fiddly.
I see.
And then we're going to, judging by the length of the top wire, we'll keep going up actually. You can do that, you see, you can change it anytime you want.
That's a good technique though to have, isn't it?
It is, as you get two little lumps in there, so that would be nice. I'm always doing that. I start off with a design in mind, and then I often just completely change it. I think, right, today I'm going to make this.
That's like me.
And I don't.
I sketch it out and everything, and then it looks nothing like it at the end.
I sketched out a massive scarab beetle. I was going to do a big scarab beetle. In the end, I didn't. I did something entirely different.
Save it for another time, with us, can't you?
Yes, I did a big Aztec ruby thing.
Yeah.
It was going to be a scarab, and it wasn't. It was a big depiction of the sun.
It changed itself around.
It was completely, yes. I think sometimes you see, when you're using stones, you see what they are.
Yes, I know. They speak
them up.
to you.
They do.
Are you a gemstone whisperer as well?
I am. They just, yes, you pick them up and they tell you what they want to be.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
A lovely mystic topaz that I wanted
There
to be
is a new code. I'm really sorry
no,
to
you
interrupt.
keep
I was
going.
going to let you
Just
finish that
waffling.
wrapping, but we're going to bring
keep
you
going,
this
you do.
now. This is your silver-plated copper jewellery, and you've got in here 10 carats of your Labradorite faceted pairs. Look at the serious Labradorescence on these. Isn't that exceptional? Let me squeeze these out for you. Let me show you the goodies. Oh, I've got really low stock of these though. Hang on, let me get these out for you. Now, you've got in here the 3 little charms almost, aren't they? You've also got a selection of jump rings. And you've got a length of chain in here as well, which I would describe as your flattened ovals. Quite an unusual chain. Have you seen this chain before, Sammi?
I haven't. That's very
No,
beautiful.
me neither. Isn't that stunning? Have a look at this for me. Isn't that unusual? You've got a length of this chain, as well as that you've got 2 pairs of your shepherd's hooks. You've got the S-shaped clasps as well, and a toggle clasp. It's amazing. You can even see the Labradorescence on that photograph, can't you? If I show you one of these separately. I'm going to have to show you with my fingers, sorry. Oh, way up. No, it's all right. I've got some flat nose pliers here, a work treat. Now, the lovely thing with these Labradorite is they're actually, I thought they were backed, but they're not. Isn't that stunning? But look, there's still Labradorite on the back as well. Oh, don't run away. It's on both sides, because sometimes when you get the charms, it's actually just a silver-plated back, isn't there? But here, what do you think of this Labradorescence?
That is astounding, isn't it? Can you imagine that? I mean, you've got pendant and earrings there.
I was just going to say that, with the shepherd's hook just attached, because you've got 3 of these, so you have got a pair of earrings and a pendant.
Yeah.
Now, it is Labradorite, and it's an exceptional quality Labradorite. You can see that instantly just by looking at it, because you know what it's like. Sometimes with Labradorite, I'll always say to you, I'm so sorry, the lights in here don't do it justice, but even you can see under these studio lights how exceptional that Labradorescence is. It's a seriously high quality. Let's take a look at your price on this box, shall we? £14.95. Even if you use it for a pair of earrings and a pendant, you've got loads of chain there. You'll still have another pair of shepherd's hooks. You've got your toggle clasp still, and you've got all those jump rings, haven't you?
Yeah, it's amazing.
£14.95. How much would you sell if these were a pair of earrings and a pendant? How much would you be looking at?
Well, the earrings would be at least £20 on their own.
Yeah.
And then the pendant would probably do it for the same.
Yeah.
And then you'd say, oh, I'll take a couple of quid off if you buy the set.
Good idea.
That's what you do.
Sneaky Sammi, I like it a lot. But $14.95, so you could essentially
double your money at least.
Double your money.
Yeah, and still have a load, like lots of bits left over as well. So you doubled your money just on the 3 bits of lab there.
But you've still got loads of goodies left.
Yeah.
Isn't that a wonderful price? £14.95. I've got to say, I haven't seen this before, and it's really excited to have a little nosy at it. I love it. It's yours today for £14.95. But what I would say is get yourself on the phone for it as soon as you can, because we haven't got as much of stock as we would like to. So don't risk it and wait until the end of this demo. Get yourself on the phone now. It's less than £15, and it's truly exceptional. £14.95 for your Matrix box today.
That's lovely.
It's beautiful.
I don't know how you don't walk out with your pockets bulging. I really don't.
I know, isn't it?
Oh,
I completely agree.
Before I came in, there was the workshop ladies going in the shop, and I was like, oh, I love that shop.
I know, me too. I bought myself a post-birthday present ametrine ring from there the other day.
Oh, I saw that. It's beautiful.
Isn't it stunning?
Yes.
I was walking around with it at the weekend like, oh, hi, oh yeah, nice to see you. Just so everyone could comment on it. Oh, fab. Okay, so we've done a bit more of the zigzag.
We've finished now on the zigzags, because literally just mirror it. It's always nice to have a bit of sympathy. Symmetry, that's the one. Look at that, it's like sympathy, only completely different. Entirely different.
Apart from completely opposite.
Yeah, that's
it's different things.
Yeah,
but apart from that, it's the same.
It's very similar. Starts with the same letter. So when you get to the end, we just again finish it off by anchoring it the 3 times, and then cut the ends off and tuck them in. You cut the ends off behind, and you just tuck them in. That's always the most important thing to do, because you don't want to wear spiky jewellery. Nobody wants any of that.
No.
So you should be able to hide it really well, and just make sure you've got your chain nose pliers and you're flattening it down. Now, it's not that easiest thing to pick up wirework, is it? So there we are. Just flattening it down.
You're just squishing it in, aren't you?
Just squishing it in, and then you run your fingers underneath like that, and you can tell if there's anything poking out.
Fab.
Not a good idea.
No.
So now we're going to take your round nose pliers, and at the very, very end of them, so the thinnest point, this is the fiddly bit. Get your finger under there, pull it up a little bit if you need to, and then and you make a little loop there with the absolute end. Now, if you wanted to dangle things off it, you can make that loop bigger. You can do whatever you wanted, really. And you're just going to make a loop at the end of each of one of those, just like you would with if you were making a loop at any time, really.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, you just do a loop at the end of all of them. Yeah, I mean, vary this. I mean, you could do it all. You don't have to stagger it. You could do it all one length and just have it, without the variation. You could have it just all one length.
Okay.
You can make the loops as big or as small as you want. You could even turn them into swirls if you preferred. I like the loops because of the deco thing, and with the round connectors that come, well, they're not connectors, they're earring findings.
But it fits in with the theme, doesn't it?
It does. It
really
makes it look
fit
really nice. You can take the time at home to be a bit more uniform than I am here. It's quite therapeutic, isn't it, jewellery making?
Oh, definitely. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know how and then we're gonna, I'll show you when it's finished. It won't be as neat as you can get at home. You'll get the idea.
You get an idea for it.
Yeah. And then you'll see what I mean about just attaching things. You could attach them with jump rings, anything you wanted. You certainly get enough jump rings in the findings kit, that's for sure. In what that comes with it. I love those
15 or 30 maybe. You get loads, don't you?
Get loads. And more like on the different clasps and things. So we finished it there with the little loops on the end.
Isn't that beautiful? So have a look at this. This is our finished section that we've just created. Very beautiful. It's really eye-catching as well.
It's very eye-catching.
I love how it catches the light.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It's quite simple, but it's effective.
Definitely. Really simple. Beautiful. So where do we head to next?
I've done a variation for the side connectors, which
These are the sections that I described as almost wing effect, aren't they?
They are.
They're really
they are.
pretty.
And I just wanted to talk you through those because you've seen how to wrap them, so I don't think it's entirely, you know, I can wrap them for you if you want, but wire wrapping is not the most interesting of spectator sports, I think.
No, it is, definitely.
Do you?
100%.
I love to do it.
I
love
agree.
to sit in front of the TV and do it. So, yes,
that's fab, isn't it?
They're slightly different because you're working with smaller bits of wire here. I'll just take. I've got my little bit of paper here.
Very good. As a reminder.
I have. The top one is just under 5 centimetres.
Yep.
Then you've got 4 centimetres, 3.5 centimetres, just under 3, and then 2 centimetres, and it gives that graduated effect.
Graduated look. Now we did just have a text in for you, and it was simply asking. A lady is Natasha's. Good afternoon, Natasha. She's having a bit of a problem. She's trying to create a diamond-shaped zigzag pattern. How about do we go around that?
Wow. You would need more wire. I think obviously with here we've used 5 wires. You'd probably need to do it under 10 for 10 wires.
Okay.
Because you could go up to, if you're doing 2 at a time. The problem with doing 1 wire at a time round once, as opposed to wrapping 2, is that it just doesn't seem to show that effect. So you would have to do 2 wires at a time. So you'd need to do 10 wires.
Okay, so 10 is the large 0.8.
So if you can imagine, where's the other little connector that you put there? You've got that one there. If you imagine like that on the top of that, I don't want to poke you with it.
No, don't
then
worry.
You've got the diamond.
You've got
there.
the diamond shape.
Yeah.
Fab. That's perfect.
And then that could just be a feature pendant on its own.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then you accent beads. I like to do maybe a wire bit in the middle, and then a couple of big beads here. Because some people are frightened of the really big beads as well, or they don't know what to do, and just put it as an accent, either side, 2 of them. Just
to really draw the eye
and
in.
Just draw the eye, and then it flows down to whatever you're putting on the bottom. And then if you've got a bit of wire, like a wire diamond or something, you could do the whole big thing as a diamond shape. You've got me thinking now, thank you.
Oh, thanks,
big
Natasha.
Diamond shape.
You've got to
That'll be on my stall later
one.
in the year, you watch.
Thank you for your message, Natasha. $14.95. I've got a limited stock now on this matrix box with your Labradorite charms in there. Do not forget as well, the Labradorite is beautifully encapsulated with this silver tone. You've got in here 8 of your jump rings, 2 pairs of your shepherd's hooks, 2 of your S-shape hooks, and you've got a beautiful length of chain, a toggle clasp, and those 3 stunning Labradorites as well. Now my graphics have gone, do not worry, we will try and get them back up as soon as we possibly can for you. We are low in stock on those, but if you're on the phone, you'll remember the code, stay exactly where you are. We're going to try and get those graphics back for you in a moment. So, where are we heading to?
We're heading to the side connectors, which you pretty much do the same way as the bottom, only because you're working with smaller amount of wire, you're not going to be able to do 2 pyramids like you could do with the other connector.
Yeah.
So you will have to wrap the one side. We'll wrap the one side first to show you. So again, it's starting off anchoring it 3 times.
And this with your 0.4
with
weaving
your
wire.
0.4 weaving wire around the 0.8. If you're weaving, it's always a good idea to do it at least 2 gauges smaller than the wire you're using.
And why is that?
It's because if you try to wrap that with a 0.6 and you put it, it's just going to distort it, and you get a much better look, a definition between them.
I see.
If you are struggling with 0.4, then try use 0.25.
Okay, good tip.
It's going to take you longer because obviously it's smaller.
Yeah.
But you get a better flow.
Okay.
I think you're getting used to it as well. So again, anchor it 3 times, and we're going to go round twice for the next wire, and then up between the 2. Don't worry about speed. Like I said, speed is something, like I said last time, speed is something you get with practice. Now, these have got a bit of a different stagger to them, so I'm going to, every time I wrap both wires twice, I'm going to wrap the top wire twice on its own.
Okay.
And that's how I've got that effect. So we're going to go again round twice, and then you come up ready to add the next wire. It's so difficult to pick up on the camera, I do apologise.
It's all right, don't worry, you're doing a great job.
And then we're going to go around again.
So you go back around
the two wires twice, and then around the top wire twice.
Okay, I see.
So when you're weaving, just play about with whatever you do. It's nice to do something like 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, because then you remember where you are, you don't forget.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to look back and go, oh, where have I got to? You know, like knitting pattern. I don't do knitting because I forget where I am now.
Yeah, I know. It is quite simple to do that, actually.
It's just, you're counting all the time, and even if I have those things on the end of my knitting needle,
yeah,
the kids turn them round, and I've got no idea.
Oh, when you get confused.
No idea how many I've done. So we've wrapped the next 2 twice, and then we're going to go to twice around the top wire again.
Okay.
It's very repetitive wire wrapping, but the overall effect of it, I think, is worth it.
I think the fab thing with wire wrapping is it builds up quickly, doesn't it?
It does.
It only takes a few wraps and you've got something completely eye-catching and different.
Yeah. And then we're going to anchor around the top one 3 times and cut that off. So we're going to start again at the bottom.
Okay. So that's quite unusual that you would do that. A lot of the time it's continuous, isn't it?
It is.
But to create this look, it's a bit of a different technique. That's fab.
It is, yes, just to correct that. I mean, you could carry it on and then go down, but I don't think you get quite the same shape, and I really like the shape that you get from doing that. And then you just do a pyramid bit again in the middle.
So the little triangle that I've got pointing down at the moment, this is the bit that we're going to create now.
Yep. So again, anchor it, always wrap it 3 times. Just gives that bit of stability. I know Laura does it 3 times all the time. Every time I watch it, she's like, anchor it 3 times. Like, yes. Woman after my own heart, that Laura binding. And then, yeah, up twice. This time we're just going to go wrap each wire, each 2 wires twice. There's no doing it once in between. And again, you can see if you don't, you can move it along like that. Can you see? You can just shift it. Probably not because I'm doing it too quickly, but no, yeah, you can push it up there. So yes, we're going to come up between the next 2 and do, we've done 1 and 2, now we're doing 2 and 3 twice, and then we'll do 3 and 4 twice, and
so every time you wrap, you're just pushing it up a little bit.
I'm just pushing it up a little bit, and you'll see that on my thumbnail I've got a groove. And I often, yeah, I end up with grooves in it. I like that. I always think I should just file it out, and then I think no, because I use it every day.
So
that's my tool.
So why do you shuffle it off each time?
I shuffle it up just to keep, it's important to keep each one tight to the one before, because you get, the overall finish of wire wrapping is down to each individual wire you use.
Yeah.
So if you've made sure every one of them is pushed up really close to the one before, then you're going to get a good finish.
I see, fab.
That's the most important thing. And again, it's down doing the 2 and 2.
The graphics are back in for you. Just want to let you know, I've got my last handful of these left now. So do get your hands in them whilst you can. The graphics are back up. No, that's a lie. GMDL03 is your code on this today. It's an exceptional quality. I've got Karen, Angela's got some, Anne's got a couple, and treat yourself, why not? Sylvia, Janice, Jean, you've got yourself some as well. £14.95. Few of you with it in your baskets. It's important to check it out now.
I've finished the bottom of that one, so just literally going to cut it off again. So this is actually made with 3 bits of wire, so we're just going to 3 different wire wraps on the one small connector, and this time we'll start at the top. And the reason for starting at the top is because you want to be working with the wire coming in from the end that's not enclosed. I could start it at the bottom and work my way up, but then I'd have to feed my wire through each time and pull it up tight.
I see, yep, and so which makes it likely to kink, doesn't it?
It does, it just makes it much more of a pain, really.
Yeah.
And it's best to where possible weave through an open-ended thing while you're learning. And when you get a bit more confident, then you can wrap close shapes and things, because then you get to know when the wire's going to kink and the feel of it and things like that. So we'll just anchor it again 3 times around the top and go down like you would already. And if you can't quite remember what you did, you just have a look back. I always find that very useful.
That's handy, good tip.
It is, yes. So it's 2 and 2. So wrapping the top one twice, and then the one below it twice. So you see me pushing it up each time, keeping it neat. And then down again, wrap twice. It looks a lot more complex when the finished piece looks more complex than it actually is.
Which is a nice look to have, I suppose, isn't it? You don't want something that's taking you absolutely ages and is really time consuming and really difficult, but it looks dead easy.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple of pieces like that.
Have you? Oh no.
I do have a couple of pieces like that, and it's because it looks deceptively simple.
Yeah.
But actually, it's probably the most difficult wrap that I do, and I've brought it up around a cabochon and just anchored it.
It's tricky.
Yes, it's so difficult, and people look at it and go, "Oh, it's 3 bits of wire." No, actually, that was about 2 days of work.
I hope you tell them how long it took.
I do. Actually, I'm very nice. I always explain in great detail how you do it, and they kind of glaze over in the end. And they go, wow.
You're thinking, oh yeah, I'm having that for tea. Does it get that kind of look?
Yeah. Sometimes some of them are really interested. You know, I always take the time at any craft fair. I'm always making stuff. And I always take the time to explain to people how to do it.
Yeah. Because
that's really, really important, I think. But then to be making stuff while you're at a craft fair, then they know you're making it yourself.
Yeah.
And there we go. We got down to the bottom. And you see the front of it looks very neat, with all apart from the wires poking out the back. And the back of it looks almost the same.
Yes.
But you'll be able to tell the difference because there are a couple of slightly longer ones. So then we just neaten up. You would just neaten up everything at the back, like, you know, chopping the little wires and tucking them in, and then make loops like you would there.
Just like you did.
Just like you do there.
Bit. Now, before we go on to your next section of this, I just want to give everyone at home the chance to own an alternate colourway for this. Now, in here, this is your antiques bronze. You've got 10 metres of your 1 mil. You've also got our friend's back. He's been to the Maldives. He's got a bit of a golden tan about him. It's 0.4. Where have you been, buddy? 10 metres worth you've got of this today. As well as that, you have got absolutely loads of eye pins. Wow. How many of these have we got? Wow, 100. Wow, you've got plenty. You've got some of them you've got 100 of the 30 mil, and you've also got 100 of the 40 mil as well, it looks like. Now they're perfect because you've got the longer tail on some of these, which just means that you're able to create more spirals, a longer drop, as well as this. 100 of each we have, 100 of the 30 mil and 100 of the 40 mil, and they all have 3 mil eye holes. It's beautiful antiques bronze colour. Can I just check with you? My graphics say that there's 2 sets of 0.4, but I've just got one here. I just want to double check with you. It's definitely one. That's fab. So 10 metres of your 0.4 in your antiques bronze, 10 metres of your 1 mil. You then have 100 of the 40 mil head pins and 100 of your 30 mil head pins. Think of the amount of rosary chain necklaces you could make with this. Stunning. Let's take a little look at your price on this, shall we? £12.95 is all right. But let's make it irresistible, shall we? How do you fancy it for less than a tenner? All of this is yours today for £9.95. That is all you're paying for this today. How much is the 10 metres of 1 mil? We're rocking up to that price, aren't we? You're getting so many head pins, and the thing is, you can make your own head pins, of course you can, but it is quite time consuming to be able to create 100, well 200 of them. It'd be really time consuming, especially if you wanted symmetry and you want them to be the same size and shape. You've got all of those goodies here today, including your wire for less than a tenner, £9.95. What would you do if you were given this kit, Sammi?
That steampunk all over it. I love steampunk.
Love that, yeah.
But these, I adore
pins.
these.
The eye pins.
Absolutely adore the eye pins, because here on this design I've done wire wrap loops. Eye pins save you so much time doing that.
They really do, don't they?
Yes, and the different sizes is just brilliant.
You can create totally different looks, can't you?
And jointed earrings as well.
OYGC34. Get yourself online for it, please. OYGC34, £9.95 for you today. Beautiful. Let's have a little look. Where are we heading to next?
Well, we'll just do the little drop at the bottom.
That wonderful obsidian rice bead.
Oh, I love the obsidian. I used all, and some of these have got such a glow to them as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can you see the glow on that one there?
Yeah, it's stunning, isn't it? It's golden obsidian.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. I just fell in love with it, so probably shouldn't use your cutters with it.
Oh, just to let you know, my graphics have gone down again because so many of you on the phone line. So they will be back up now, in fact. They are back up. OYGC34. Your price was £9.95 on this today.
That's such a good deal though, with that wire. I mean, it would have been a good deal just for the eye pins.
I know, but you got the wire as well.
You got the wire as well.
Fab.
So, here we go. I'm going to try and pull that through. 10 minutes, right. Okay. Right. That is really quite simple, the drop, really simple. We're going to take one of your lovely, they've got these lovely findings in there.
I love the findings.
I like the ball end ones. The heart end ones are just divine. I couldn't resist using one of those in the other pendant, but the ball headed ones are brilliant. So just it's really simple. You just thread the obsidian onto it. You get a piece of 0.8mm wire. Again, it's a piece of, because I don't really measure.
No.
So we're going to work off the reel, do proper Laura binding style.
Work from the reel.
Work from the reel. Little loop in the end of the reel. Can you see? Oh,
yep.
Turn it round, and you know I've made a loop.
Yeah.
And then we're going to slip it around there. End of that. Squish it in a little bit. With
so you're hooking it onto the ball end,
I'm
aren't you? So
hooking
that's
it
keeping
around
it onto place. That's a good tip.
Yeah, just hooking it in, and then you can squidge it shut a little bit with your. I would use your nylon nose pliers, but mine are over in my bag, so we're going to use these. But if you use your nylon nose, it doesn't slip, and it doesn't leave a mark. Right, there we go. Straighten that up, and then literally, I'm going to. I've just bent the wire. That's what it is.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone.
Oh, so I haven't told anyone either. They'll never know, will they?
No one has a clue.
No one will know. No one. I've properly bent that head pin. Okay, and then you just literally hold the whole base of it in one hand, and then wrap it around like that. Up to the top. Can you see? I've just made a flowing motion around the top, pushing it down, and then it's hard with your finger because you get your fingers in the way. Slip your little rutilated quartz on the top of it.
I love that bicone. Fab, aren't they?
They're gorgeous. They're so versatile as well. Beautiful. Come around the bottom of the rutile quartz, and then when you're pushing it down with your thumb, bringing it around the top, and then literally finish it at the top like that. And it won't be so bent because you can take the time to do it at home.
Yeah, you can take your time to do it. If you do want to get your hands on the 0.4 and these gemstones, your code at the bottom of the screen, I've got a handful left. WYGC19, you've got the findings pack, 3 strands, 0.8 and 0.4 was back in stock as well, it was £27.95.
Yeah, just tuck the end in, make a loop over the top, like you do, and even it up. And then it's ready, and there you go.
So you attach this on to...
I attached that by putting, I got some more 0.4 wire.
Yep.
And one of the jump rings from your lovely findings pack that comes with this. You've got so much stuff in here. I loved it. I need a crimp bead cover masterclass though.
Oh, why? Do you squidge too
I
hard?
squidge too hard.
Do you? Are you a
I think
vigorous
I'm
squidger?
so used to. The problem is because I do so much wire wrapping, I've got quite calluses. So I squidge. I'm a little bit ham-fisted with those, and I squidge too hard. So there you are. So yeah, you just make sure it's closed properly. You get some 0.4mm wire, wrap it around the bottom 3 times, then twice through the loop.
So do you just find a bit where it?
Yeah, it just
There's a gap
literally
right
there
in
will
the
be a
middle of
gap,
that
and it'll
triangle,
be.
isn't there?
And the beautiful thing about this wrap is because you've done come up between the wires each time.
Yeah.
It always
There's
leaves.
still a gap,
yeah,
isn't
there's
there?
always that little gap there.
So it's not really fiddly.
No, it's not fiddly at all because you're not overly. You're not going to be doing it for long either, so that's good. So it's just literally around 3 times, then twice through the loop and 3 times the other side, and then you can just hang that off there. But you don't necessarily have to do that. Like I said before, you can just use the connectors to hang all sorts of things off the
Of
side.
course you could, couldn't you?
Yes.
It's quite nice with the little wire wrap there. I suppose it ties it in nicely, doesn't it? It's quite subtle.
It does, and it does gives, like I said, it gives a whole deco look. I think.
Yeah.
Just the monochrome. So fiddly. Do you know I do need to cut my nails because they get in the way when you're trying to show people stuff. But it's that. Can you bring yourself to do it when you get your nails at home?
I don't have that problem. Mine don't
Do
grow.
not?
So.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, rub it in, Sammi.
Yeah. Where was me with my long nails? So yeah, there we go. And then you literally just you know how to attach a loop, and then you have just have that dangling off the dangling. You know what dangling off the bottom there.
So you simply open your jump ring, attach it on with the top loop.
You don't even have to open your jump ring
it.
because you've made the loop in the top here. Just open this loop.
I see.
You open this loop, and then slip it through the jump ring. Close the loop again. Simple as that. And there we are. So.
I've got low quantity. I'm heading in that direction on the vintage wire. In here, just as a reminder, you've got your 30mm head pins. Yeah, you've got 100 of your 30mm head pins, 100 of your 40mm, and you've got 10 meters of your 1mm and 10 meters of your 0.4 as well. That's coming in for you today at a reduced price of just £9.95. I'm going into limited stock though, so get yourself on the phone, 0800 644 655.
So you ignore the wire that's hanging off the top, and then you end up with that.
Beautiful.
Hold it still.
So that would be your centre bar section then.
Yep, your centre bar section. And to create the rest of the necklace, it is simply doing wire wrap loops, which is quite on the basics DVD, I'm pretty sure. So you just put a piece of wire. I'll show you how to do it on one of these bicones, for instance.
Fab.
Because we've got one out. I think my cutters are there. Move that out the way. So, when you're doing a wire wrap loop, I usually take an inch of wire and make a little kink. So you've got a kink like that. And then you measure how many beads you're putting on there. So you'd hold them next to the wire. In this instance, we're only using 1. If you were using 3, you'd hold them up. You'd get an idea if using 3, go to about there. So we're using 1, so you've got about that long, and then add another 3mm.
Okay, yeah.
And then do another inch.
I see.
And then cut it off.
I want to let you know that I'm heading into really low stock on these. This is your last chance to buy, the last chance to get your hand on that serious amount of eye pins and your wire. Reduced price $9.95 for you today, but I'm heading very low in stock, so you need to get yourself on phone lines for it as soon as you can, please.
Right. And then where you've made the kink, we're going to put our round nose pliers against the top of the kink, bend it around. So you have a loop like this, and then you're going to, in fact, because it's the start, you can just close the loop there. If at this point you were adding it to another one, you would slide whatever you were going to use like this. You would slide this onto here.
Yeah.
And then pull it all the way to the end. Grip it with your flat nose pliers or your chain nose pliers, and then with another pair. It's always nice, that's why it's always nice to have more than one tool kit. I've got loads actually lying around the place. You wrap it around 3 times.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and neat. Cut it off and tuck it in.
Brilliant.
And then I won't show you the tucking it in because we're quite pushed. And then we'll go to the other one. So here, you're going to take about, you leave yourself a couple of mils because you've got to leave yourself room for the wire
wrap.
Yeah. Push it up. And again, just make your loop. And you would be threading it on then if that was when you were threading it on. And then close it, so it's quite simple. So the rest of the necklace is really quite easy to do as well.
So you create of those, obviously you're doing the triple and quadruple match. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the wrap loop technique of this, building it up how you wish, and then you're just attaching them, aren't you?
With the connectors.
And then I want to let you know that this vintage wirework is going to be a sellout. If you're on the phone line, stay where you are. You have got it. You need to check out your basket. I can see a few of you haven't checked out your basket yet. Do so, because that is going to be a sellout.
Brilliant. There you go.
And this is your beautiful finished piece, and I'll show you how we finished it off at the back. It's very simply done with a little piece of chain and your S clasp as well that we have got. I've still got a few of these left for you. It was a massive reduced price, almost 40% off, £27.95. Thank you so much for showing us that, Sammi. You got through it.
I did.
You've got another one coming up in an hour. Well, less than that, half hour. Enjoy. We are going to be headed back over to Sammi in around 30 minutes.
Your favourite one.
What have you?
The owl.
The owl. We're going to have a hoot. You'll get it in a bit. You'll get it in a bit. With her second design in 30 minutes. But do not forget, after the break, it's my favourite. I've got a whole half hour of stunning opal. See you then. Bye.
Join Jewellery Maker and specialist guest designer Debbie Bulford for a fun and relaxing day discovering the addictive appeal of chainmail. This workshop is ideal for beginners and will introduce the fundamentals of this art form. You will be guided through a range of beginners' weaves and learn how to create your own Byzantine bracelet and earring set. The full course includes a pack of 200 jump rings, a toggle clasp, a pair of shepherd hook earrings, the chainmail tutorial DVD, use of all relevant tools, a buffet style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and a chance to meet the presenters, and take a visit to our gem museum. All this for just $74.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Jewellery Maker, bringing out the designer in you.
Add a mystery gift to your order today and you'll receive a surprise full of fantastic treats and goodies with a huge saving guaranteed. Check out our online reviews from Jewellery Maker customers who have previously purchased one of these mystery gifts. Go on, treat yourself with a little gift. Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy to follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques. Jewellery Maker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, Jewellery Maker are never far away.
welcome back to Jewellery Maker, everyone. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. My name is Becky, and in 30 minutes we're going to be heading over for our second design inspiration with the wonderful Sammi. Sammi, give us a brief clues on what exactly we're going to be creating in the next, after half an hour.
Clues, or do you want to see?
No, I want clues.
You want clues?
Yes, please.
Oh well, it's something I've never done before, so what could possibly go wrong? Live TV. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of fun. It's not a particularly wise thing for me to be doing.
Ooh, sneaky hint in there somewhere. Now it is designer inspirations. We'll be heading over in half an hour, but it is my first day with the team. It's my first day at school, so I've brought you, to please everyone, an apple. Well, sort of, it's more of an opal. It's your opal showcase I have for you today. Now, I have got so many really beautiful strands for you in this. Now, opal is such an interesting gemstone. It's mined in so many different areas, but realistically the mining process changes so dramatically. I've got in here for you today some stunning Ethiopian opal. I have got a mixture of fire opal for you coming up as well. Opal itself, it takes thousands upon millions of years to be created, each individual piece, and in some of these pieces you'll be looking for opalescence, which is another word for colour play. In some of them you'll want to be looking for depth of tone and colour, and I have got such a variety of shapes in here for you as well. Now, the name opal itself is quite interesting because it has connotations from previous generations to be a bad luck gemstone. However, that has very much changed over the last 20 or 30 years. Reason being, the change is very much, I suppose, a change in society's views of it in many ways. Its colour play has been compared to rainbows, which of course are known for good luck and a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And because of that, this name of opal and the good luck charms related to it have become more and more prevalent over the last 30 or so years. It's very much, if you think of it like curiosity got the cat, you know, a few hundred years ago that was a saying that people thought was a bad thing, but of course nowadays we encourage curiosity, don't we, especially in children. So even that saying itself has had a complete flip around, very much in the same way opal has. Now, I have got some stunning strands for you today, but I have so many that we're going to go through them nice and quickly. That means that what I need you to do, as soon as you see the strands and you see the code, I want you to get yourself on the phone lines and keep checking out your basket, please, because of some of these I will have so few, and trust me, if you're as passionate about opal as I am, you know what I'm like with opal. You do need to get yourself on the phone lines for this today. It's a beautiful selection in our opal showcase, and there's something for every pocket. I've got some strands working out around £25, but I've also got some for way under a tenner, so everything for every price point today. Let's get started with a stunning strand, shall we? The rondels of your fire opal. Now, this is your Mexican fire opal. With fire opal, you're looking for deep depth, strong colour, and you've got it by the bucket load in this strand. 30 carats worth of your fire opal. Now, Mexican fire opal is really interesting gemstone, and it's said to depict the actual area in which it is mined. Now, Mexican fire opal is actually mined in areas of volcanic regions where volcanoes used to exist but are now extinct, and you can actually see almost this lava-like tone running through these gemstones, can't you? It's really beautiful, the fact that you've got not only your fiery yellows, but you've got really deep, rich maroons in here too. As you're scanning across this, can you see some of these have got beautiful colour play, haven't they? See the opalescence going across here, that green shine you have. We call this colour play or opalescent, and you've got that plentiful amount in here. Now, this strand is graduated from 4x1 to 7x3 mil. It's a stunning gemstone strand. Now, if you haven't worked with opal before, this is going to be your chance to get your hands on a stunning example for a stunning price. Your price on this today is just £17.95. Now, we've got a few newbies on the phone with us right now. Can you believe that you can get opal for that price? Think back to when you first found Jewellery Maker. I doubt you could actually imagine that you could get genuine opal for that price. If you are new with us today, do not forget, coming to you in your first order, you'll get yourself a step-by-step help DVD. You'll also get a little magazine with techniques that we'll be able to show you as well. So do get yourself purchasing today to get your hands on that. Why not let your first purchase with us be this stunning strand of opal for less than £20, genuine fire opal. It's been millions of years in the making, and it's yours today for just £17.95. I've got for you now a really pretty strand of Boulder opal. Now, we've got a couple of strands of Boulder opal, haven't we? Is it this big one? These are huge, aren't they? Now, Boulder opal is a really interesting gemstone. Of course, opal is in general, but Boulder opal is something that you get with the zonality and these different tones. It's quite unusual to get such a severe zonality in opal, but Boulder opal does it like no other. Could you even see in this, the zonality I'm speaking of? They're completely defined lines, and the way that's actually created is a silicon-based substance is mixed with hydrated dioxide, and what happens is as they mix together they create this sort of gel-like substance, and they creep into crevices and cracks. Now, the reason that you get this lining in the Boulder opal is because in between each of these different tones, not only is it a slight different chemical composition, but also with each of these lines you can actually age them. You can actually age from the definitive lines. There could be in between these two ages, these two colours, 200, 300 years in difference. You've got 250 carats worth of these really large nuggets. Shall we take a look at your price on this? They're huge. £19.95, and they are graduated as well. What would you think of doing with these, Sammi?
I think they're just beautiful, aren't they? They are. I mean, that would be a feature necklace. I like the little things between each thing, so I think I would just draw upon that and just have little silver spaces in between.
I love the idea of that.
Yes, or you could have just a few. You could do maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And just have a little connectors in between and just bringing out the beauty of each Boulder opal. Wouldn't want to do anything. I wouldn't want to put any other stones with it, I don't think.
No.
Because it's so nice.
It's so eye-catching and beautiful, isn't it? And it's yours today for just £19.95. Stay tuned now for more opal, but do get yourself on the phone lines with those because I'm low on those at the moment. I've got 2 strands like that. They're both, yep. I've got 2 doubles. I presume it is this one. Yes, this is my Dendrite. Now, Dendrite opal I'm bringing to you now on a double strand, and these ones are your nuggets. Now, Dendrite opal is quite an interesting one because it's actually the only opal that doesn't have any colour play. Now, that's interesting. That is purely due to the fact that the cooling process of Dendrite is so different to your usual opal where you get these different layers of colour. So it's wonderful that with the Dendrite you've got this serious boldness of colour, and you've got almost these fragmented speckled effects. Now, Dendrite, this is going to sound really strange, but bear with me on this. Dendrite is like the amber of the opal world. because internally you get encapsulated these little pieces of nature, and they almost replicate pieces of leaf and pieces of other sort of elements that are based around it. So it's very much got this amber-like appearance to it. When you get it home, you'll see exactly what I mean. 280 carats worth. It's a double strand, 75 centimeters in total. Should we have a little look at your price? I told you we would have some way under a tenner today, didn't I? £5.95. Now think of that for a double strand. Realistically, at that price point, you're getting genuine opal. £5.95 for a double strand. You could probably pay that for agate, couldn't you? But this is completely and absolutely genuine opal, and you're getting a whopping 280 carats. Treat yourself to it today. Is add to your basket price. These are flying out quickly though. It's really imperative that you get yourself on the phone lines as soon as you can for this. Oh, I'm down into my teens for this now. This would go beautiful with any monochrome that you might have, but there is also little flecks of blue in there too that you can just see. Make those pop, mix it with some of your brighter tones, but also draw the colour out. We're working it with maybe that golden obsidian we had earlier. Bring these beautiful pieces out today, but we're last in stock, so it's just £5.95. If you've never owned opal before, this is your chance for way less than a tenner. £9.95 for a double strand of genuine opal today. So beautiful. I have got, are we talking about the plain rondels? I have got the most spectacular strand for you now. That's going to be a sellout, stay where you are if you're on the phone. I really hope the lights pick up the intensity of this. If not, Sammi, you might have to come and help me. Have a little look at this stunning strand of Ethiopian rondels. Wow. Can you see the colour play in this? Sammi, can I borrow you?
Of course you can.
Thanks. Up over here for me, please. Now, when you're looking at this on screen, it looks beautiful colours and beautiful tones, doesn't it? But what are you seeing from here?
Oh, there is such fire. I'm just absolutely astounded. There is such fire, especially just down here. You've got some amazing, like almost fire opal ones. Real flashes of green and yellow and orange.
And are you getting pink over here as well?
Yeah, pink in the end ones.
There is serious opalescence.
So good.
Isn't that really, really impressive?
I nearly bought a strand like this yesterday at the Rock Gem and Bead show, but the price tag was £110.
Whoa.
So I couldn't do it.
No, you couldn't do it to yourself, could you?
No. Genuinely,
thank you, Sammi, you're a little love. Genuinely, trust me and Sammi on this. Honestly, the colour play you're getting, true high-grade opalescence, you're getting really fiery hot pinks, almost neon. You're getting really bright greens as well, especially on it, Sammi. You're not getting it as much, are you? At all?
It's so beautiful. It really does glow. Just glows so beautifully.
Okay, ladies and gents at home, you're just gonna have to trust me on this. You know I don't let you down. 35 carats worth of this. It is a 30-day money-back guarantee, but you won't be sending this back. You are going to fall in love with this. Just trust me on this, okay? It's an exceptional strand. If you have got yourself opal before and maybe you've had around 2 or 3% of it has colour play, I would, what percentage of this would you say has colour play? Be completely honest.
About 75–80% of that has got really a lot of colour play, and the other ones have got a tiny bit. But yeah, it's really loads of colour play. It's amazing.
Honestly, around 80% of it has really intense colour play. Get this home because it's got a beautiful rainbow of tones. Here's your price today. £12.95. Can you believe that?
No, I can't, because literally I was looking at some yesterday over £100 at the Rock Jewellery show, and I just couldn't believe it. I can't believe you're going to do that for £12.95.
Realistically, this is the most beautiful amount of colour play I have ever seen. I've got people double buying on this. It doesn't surprise me one bit. £12.95. If you're looking at this and thinking, I actually like the colours on that, I actually really do, but if there is colour, okay, can you see that little bit of green there? Please times that by 80, because that's not even a section, is it?
No, and the pinks and the oranges and everything else in there are just stunning. I
promise you, if you like that little dart of green, imagine that with pink, yellow and orange, and that is what 80% of this strand is like. Promise you. Oh, you can see more there again?
Yeah.
Trust me, guys, trust me on this. This is £12.95 for you today. There is around a minute on the phone line. I promise you, this is totally worth it. You know what I'm like. I'm obsessed with Opal anyway, aren't I? I know. I can't help myself. It's a bit of a problem. I'm obsessed with it. But if I was sat at home now, genuinely, I would probably be buying about 5 or 6 of these.
Yeah, definitely.
I really genuinely would. The colour play is like no other. I just wish that you could see it as much as I can. The only way that's going to be possible is when you get it home. There's literally a couple of handfuls left. I am in my teens on this now, and now I'm out of my teens. I'm so sorry that this is going in seriously low stock. I've got Susan buying some. I've got Francis, Suze, Betty, I've got Noreen, Rebecca, good name. You are getting yourself some as well. There are loads of you out there purchasing this, but I am in single figures. Genuinely, you will not be disappointed. I'm gonna have to move on because this will be a sellout, but what I would say, stay yourself on the phone right now because it's gonna be way, way worth it. Would you like to do the faceted rounds? Really delicate pink opal. I hope you got your hands on those rondells. Stay where you are on the phone. These are a real planetary feel to them, haven't they? 100 carats worth of this pink opal, and these are 6 by 12 mil. Now, I want to tell you already that when I brought this to you last time, it was extremely popular, which means that I have low stock. I'm in double figures on this. Should we just bring your price in? Let's do it. £19.95 for this strand today. The lovely thing with the graduation is it means that you can create yourself a set. You can do a pair of earrings and a matching bracelet, but also I love having graduation in a bracelet because I don't know why, but I think it makes your wrist look thinner. Just me. £19.95. But I've got 10 of these left and that's it. I've always got a massive amount of these gone. What would you think of doing with a graduated strand like this, Sammi?
Again, I think you got it right there. Just a beautiful beachy bracelet. Look, I mean, although it's too good to wear for the beach, but it just reminds me of the summer with a lovely floaty white dress and a beautiful graduated bracelet. It's just going to be heaven.
I think the thing with Opal is it's so prestigious, it's got such a name behind it that we might think, oh, it's too good for us to wear down at the beach or something. But at £19.95, treat yourself. Have a look. Sammi, did you just do a little
Oh, I did. I just saw them as you got them out and went, oh, they were so nice.
What do you love about these so much, Sammi?
I love the colour. I love the colour and the sparkle and the fact that Opal, because like you, I'm just a massive Opal fan. They're just brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, they're stunning, aren't they?
And each one is unique. Each one is just so different. You could do ring, pendant, earring set, and it would just be astounding. Or just 3 on a, just 3 in a kind of chandelier necklace.
I love the idea of that. I think that's a really beautiful idea to have them at just 3 or 5 pieces as a drop. It's a 20 centimetre strand for you today as well. The drops are large, aren't they? All the way to 17 by 11. Now, the richness in tone is so of this season. If you want to add a little bit of a colour pop to your collection, this is your way to do it. Let's bring your price in. £9.95.
It's so not fair.
What do you think?
I think that's amazing, because it's just, if I wasn't sat here, I'd have a basket full of opal at home.
Yeah.
And I can't, because they're going to sell out before I get there.
Yes.
They're too beautiful.
More
so
than
beautiful.
likely.
Yeah.
£9.95. I'm going to move on because I'm low in stock, but also I want to squeeze in as many more as I can of this beautiful gemstone. Get your hands on these whilst you can. Whereabouts are we going? The plain pairs. Oh, over here, yes, sorry. It's hiding behind me, Opal. This is your Dendrite. Oh my days. In your drops. Take a look at these little stunners. You see what I mean about this being the amber of the opal world, don't you? With this encapsulated nature within each of them. 100 carats worth you have of your Dendrite. Now, oh, let me show you. This is a necklace to me all over, isn't it? You have got a 21 centimetre strand on here. If you have that large drop as the centre. See, this type of strand doesn't need a lot of work at all, does it? It does all the work for you. Although it's monochrome, it still has little depth of heat and brown and chocolate tones in it too. Let me get your pricing on this because I know we're low in stock. 100 carats. Similar cut and similar size to what? The Peruvian? You're not going to price match, are you, Pip? Okay, let's do that. £9.95. I told you we'd be doing plenty for under £10 today. Genuine opal. Get it home, and if perhaps you want to work with an opal that has enough depth and richness that it can be used as perhaps unisex pieces, then this is definitely going to be the strand for you, isn't it? £9.95. HRR U21. I've got double buyers on that strand, not surprisingly at all. Now I'm going to give you another low stock piece here, and I really would strongly suggest you get yourself on the phone as soon as the code comes in. If you got yourself your hands on that pink opal faceted, you need to get your hands on this. This is 140 carats of your graduated opal slabs, 12 by 7 all the way to 24 by 5 mil. Let's just bring your price in for this 20 centimetre strand, shall we? £14.95 for you today. We already had loads of those gone. We are down to single figures on this already. You have got in here periwinkle pinks. You've got in here beautiful pops of cerise and fuchsia as well. It's £14.95. And do you know what? To be able to work with this shape, with this beautiful gemstone. And the lovely thing is you can see on that VT, you're still getting colour play with this. There's still areas this where you almost get this glint, this sheen, almost this shiller across the surface. Can you see there? £14.95 is all you're going to be paying, but it is going quickly. 6 is all I have left. If you're on the phone, stay where you are. If you're on the phone now, you should well get your hands on it. If you've got it in your basket, absolutely imperative you check out at this point. Get your hands on a real mixture of pink tones, and if you're worried about working with this shape, you truly do not need to be at all. The temporary strand on here is beading thread, which means that you'll be able to strand this really simply, and the graduation just screams out to be a necklace for me. 4 left. I'm gonna have to move on though. £14.95. If you got those wonderful Peruvian drops earlier on as well, you're gonna want to team it with these. Imagine opal spaces in between those stunning drops. These are a real deep Maldives tone. They've got that gorgeous summer front colouring to them. You've got 40 carats worth in here of these rondels. Now the fact that you're getting rondels in opal is absolutely astonishing. Opal itself can be a bit of a tricky, a bit of a temperamental gemstone to cut actually. So the fact that you're getting it into rondels, which is one of the trickiest sort of simple shapes that we're able to bring with these. That's so exceptional because the rondell itself has such a small surface area at the sides that when we facet them, it's classed as micro faceting. The fact we've been able to do that on such a temperamental strand is exceptional. 40 carats worth. Let me get your price in. You're going to love this. £6.95 for genuine, completely 100% Mother Nature opal. This is from Peru, which is one of the locations to go to for your opal. The fact that you're getting this strand for £6.95, and it's a lengthy strand. Normally when we're looking at these high grade gemstones with the tassels, you know our average length is around 18 centimetres, isn't it? 28 centimetres you have on here. £6.95. I've got people in Kent buying 2 of these. People with it in your basket, truly, genuinely, please check out, because there is plenty of you, but there's not plenty of this product anymore. I'm into double figures, and it's £6.95 for genuine opal. This is the last opal I'm going to bring you of this section, so please do treat yourself to it now. I've only got, wow, half my stock going. 37, 32 I've got left. They are going so quickly. You need to check out your baskets. What I would say is I can see there's around 20 we have left, but I can also see that there is a heck of a lot of people with it in their baskets. This is going to be a sellout in the matter of moments. You need to check out your basket. This is not a drill. Check out your baskets, please. It is just £6.95 for completely genuine opal. Now join us after this break, because we've got for you some beautiful pieces with antiques bronze, copper, peridot. It'll be a hoot. See you after this.
If you're new to jewellery making and want to learn all the essential techniques, then this is the perfect workshop for you. Join experienced resident designer Linda and learn how to get to grips with this addictive hobby. Learn how to create necklaces, earrings and bracelets with genuine gemstones. You will also have the opportunity to try a range of jewellery making mediums for beginners, including wirework, macrame and kumihimo. The full course includes a wide selection of gemstones and findings, threading materials, 0.4 and 0.8 silver-plated wire, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and our museum, and a visit to our shop. All of this for just £59.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Start your new hobby today with Jewellery Maker.
When you place your first order with us, you will receive a free booklet and DVD full of handy hints, tips and tutorials to help you get started with your new Jewellery Maker hobby.
You can now keep in touch by liking Jewellery Maker UK on Facebook. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
Welcome back everybody to Designer Inspiration. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. My name is Becky, and in mere moments we're going to be heading over to the new kid at school. It's the wonderful Sammi. How's your first day going so far?
Oh, brilliant. I'm so glad I'm with you because you're just so relaxing. Thank you very much.
Oh, so, yeah. Not a problem. Not nice. You can come as many times as you like, Sammi. Now, I have got for you some truly spectacular creations. Sammi, you must have worked so hard on this.
Yes, but it was a pleasure. I mean, when I found out I was going to get 3mm peridot, I was just in love anyway. And I love the scales because I love anything that gives a bit of noise and motion when you're wearing it.
Woman after my own heart.
Yeah, I love it. It's just fabulous. So, and as soon as I started working with them, I could see an owl.
You are going to be showing us exactly how to create that little look later on. Now, did you say we've had a message in, Pippi Longstockings? Okay, about the Opal. Did you see us for the Opal showcase? If not, I had Opal like $5.95. This one is from Jemima in Kent. Hi Jemima, thank you for joining us. She says, I brought a strand of these on the Late Show the other night and the colours are amazing. What you see on screen does not do it justice. Completely right. I presume you're talking about those rondells. Honestly, it's exceptional, isn't it? See? So you've got 3 people now telling you. Myself, Sammi and Jemima. Get yourself that strand. I think we've still got a couple of them left. If I was at home now, I would have 5 in my basket and they'd be checked out. So we are going to bring for you this kit that we gave to Sammi a week or so ago. You have got this stunning strand in there. Let me bring that to you straight away. It's a pop of springtime. It's beautiful peridot and it's a really lengthy strand. You've got 19 carats worth on here and it's 3mm faceted rounds. Isn't this a really special strand? Now, what is it about peridot that you like so much, Sammi?
I love the sparkle because it really does sparkle, and just the colour of it as well. It's so fresh, especially we've had such a horrible wet winter. So lovely fresh spring colours. And with the copper, it just makes it pop. It's just beautiful.
I completely agree with the colour pop. Totally. You'll be able to see instantly how much these just work beautifully together, as well as your strands of peridot. I've got another one of our holiday friends is back. 0.4 copper. He had a bit more factor on than the antiques bronze earlier, didn't he? So he's just got this golden colour. 0.4 is back in the building. I've also got for you 1.5mm wire. Now do not worry, 10 metre that. Do not worry if you've not worked with it before. Not only will be showing you how to use it later, but also we'll be talking through the benefits of this strongest gauge wire that we offer to you right now. You've also got your jump rings in this beautiful green colour, almost a forestry green. Now these ones are 5mm and they are your green saw cut. You've got 100 of these. Now if you are interested in getting your hands on more jump rings, do not forget on Sunday join me with the wonderful Debbie Bulford. It's our 3rd part in her chainmail tutorials as well. So get your hands on some more of these coloured jump rings. We're going to be having a look at how to add gemstones on and so much more on Sunday. Add it to your diary. As well as that, I've got some scales for you. Now in here, I've got the copper and the silver coloured scales. And these are your 22 by 13 size. Good point to make as well is my jump rings have an ID of 5mm. ID, when we talk of ID, we talk about internal diameter, and that's what you need to know if you are doing chainmail. So these ones are 5mm. So let's reiterate, 10 metres of your 125, 10 metres of your 0.4, both in copper. You've got your strand, 19 carats of peridot, 3mm faceted. You've got 100 of your green 5mm internal diameter jump rings, aluminium, and you've got 200 in total of your scales that are around 22 by 13mm. One is in silver and one's in a beautiful copper tone. This is the price you would pay on our website right now. £32.20. But we want to give you a chance to own this, to get it home, to work with scale mail for the first time perhaps. This is your prize. It's just £24.95 on this today. You're going to be shown how to make a beautiful scale mail owl, and also this is actually Sammi's first time in working with scales, so this is great if you're a beginner. You can learn this step by step with us, but also it's lovely because there's some techniques in here which you can do even if perhaps you've done it for quite some time and you just want to try a little bit of something different. This is your opportunity to do it today for just £24.95. So a cracking discount, and if you're brand new to us today, get your hands on this kit because you've got all you need in there to create some truly exceptional looks, such as these beauties. Now, it was your first time in scale, wasn't it?
Yep, it was. I haven't done chainmail either. So.
And how did you feel when you saw the scales?
When I saw them, I thought they were really beautiful and catch the light.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make something that was just going to make noise as you wore it and just reflected the light. So I was a little bit scared at first, but then I found it quite easy again to do.
That's good.
Which was nice.
That's fab.
And then I just loved the flow. I mean, they do look so good.
There is beautiful movement to it, and when you take a look at all these pieces, you'll see exactly what she means about this beautiful, eye-catching look. The movement when you wear this, you can just imagine it, can't you? Catching the light and bringing your eye in and downwards. So beautiful, and I love the way the jump rings work with this too.
Yeah.
Just makes that peridot pop on the talk, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it just plain, and the peridot just sparkles so nicely.
Yeah.
I thought just leave it there, and it shows you that you can use them in a tiara or anything like that because you've got that lovely thick gauge of wire.
Yeah.
So you can create all sorts of things with that. Even how about a tiara with scales dangling down the front there? It would look beautiful.
I love that idea, just dangling on the forehead.
Yeah, it'd be very 20s again. Obviously,
Again,
that's where I am
today.
today.
Of course. So we are going to be having a look at how to create this beautiful piece, aren't we?
Yep.
Whereabouts do we start with this, Sammi?
Well, we're going to start. It's made from 3 pieces of 1.5mm wire.
Okay.
Which is nice and thick. If you're a beginner to wirework, it's worth getting 1.5mm wire to learn how to wrap your 0.4 with, because it doesn't distort. So it's good for that. But we have got the longer piece is going to be 22 centimetres, and then the other piece, you have to forgive me, I do have to write everything down.
No, don't worry.
The other one is, well, it's 28 centimetres, 13 centimetres, and 22.
22,
22,
13, I see.
Okay, well, we're going to start with the interior of the body.
Okay, so this section here.
I mean, you can see it's just 3 shapes, and I think it gives people the idea that you can just create things from just simple shapes and put them together to create something else. So you make your first bend at about 9 centimetres in. So you just, I have a metal ruler because I tend to cut them. Don't ask. It's probably better not to.
I'm not even going to get started on that.
So just simply bend it at 9 centimetres. You don't have to use your pliers. You can just use your thumb to bend it, and then you take it to another 4 centimetres. Stick your thumbnail in there. Give it a bend, and that should almost be straight, the same size at the bottom. You see?
I can see, yeah.
So you're even. If it's not even, then just trim a bit off, because those are his feet as they come down.
Oh, I see. Fab.
So you just cross it over, and those are his feet.
How
Try and
cute.
get the top bit. Keep the top bit nice and flat, because that is the bit you're going to butt up against the head.
Okay, I see. So keep it as flat as you can.
Yep. And then you take the head, and you literally, we're going to make a loop in one end, and in the other end. Try and make sure they're pointing the same way up, as that kind of helps. Make the 2 loops the same size, and then we're going to just going to push it, hold it against there, so you've got it even, and then if you can just shape it up because the thing I love about this wire is, although you might be thinking, oh, 1.5, it's really, really thick, I'm not going to be able to do anything by hand, but you can. So malleable.
It is really malleable, and you just have to warm it with your fingers, which I think is great, don't you?
It's lovely under the lights here, it's nice. So you're going to have a little bit more time at home to make that nice and even. So then you end up with a head, and the two loops overlap at the top, because that is where you're going to put your little bail through, which is another jump ring.
Fab. So
it's quite nice and simple thing to do. So then you just literally, we're going to wrap these two together. So you take some of your 0.4, I'll put it very organised and put the clip back on.
Very good.
I know.
So is this from that initial kit? Did you still have some 0.4 left?
I have, no, this is from this, yeah, well, all of that, I used all of the 0.4.
Wow, that's fab, because you've done a lot of
But I did a cuff
wrapping.
because I could not resist doing that cuff.
I love the
with the peridot.
I can't believe that all of that is just 10 metres of
Yeah,
0.4. It just goes to show how far it goes.
It does.
Because there is a lot of weaving. There's weaving on every single piece of this.
So just anchor it with 3 turns, as we always do. And then we're just going to wrap the top and the bottom bit together. We do this before we add the outer one because it gives it a bit more rigidity. That's the reason you do it. So anyway, just the thing is, that's why we don't close that yet, because you can just slip your wire through there.
You just feed it through.
You just feed it through, slip the wire around, and then a little bit, just hold it together while you're doing it, and then you feed it around the bottom, push it up again, making sure each one is tight, so you can take the time to make sure each one's nice and tight.
I see.
To get the finish. Although it's not so important on this bit because it is going to be hidden by the jump rings.
Fab, that's good, so it doesn't matter too much.
No, it doesn't matter too much. Okay.
So you're literally
you're literally going to do that, and I'm going to be doing it. It's not, this is just round and round.
You're just looping up and down through each
round and round and round. Yeah, we're not needing to worry about any fancy wrap on this one yet.
No.
So, and if you wrap it for about, well, 1/2 centimetre is all you really need to do on the one side. And then you cut it off, and then you do the same on the other side. And the reason is you're leaving room for the beak, because the beak is done with wire wrapping.
Oh, good tip.
That's all. So I would take the time to tuck that in yet. And again, just flip it over if you want to keep the, again, working with the open bit, so you're not having to worry about feeding stuff through. So round again, 3 times. His head's dangling off nicely there. Look.
Bless him.
I know. You'll get there. So yeah, I'll just finish wrapping there. There'll be a big long wrapping bit in a minute. So, which won't be very interesting.
No.
But yeah, once you've got that on, I'll get it on, you know, partially.
Yes.
And then we can just work on the next bit. And it's going to look a bit wonky, shall we say, because I'm not taking the time here to keep the frame nice and firm as I'm working, because we are obviously restricted in the amount of time we can take doing things. So
just take a little bit more time at home.
Just take time to push each thing up and keeping your frame neatly together there. That's the most important thing. Making sure that your loops are central at the top.
Okay.
And stuff.
I see.
Okay. And then you would attach, once you've got that, and we'll just cut that off so I haven't got loads of bits flying around, that's the word. Thank you. I'm going to poke myself on these because I haven't taken the time to tuck them in. That's another good reason for taking the time to tuck them in.
So you don't stab yourself.
So you don't stab yourself.
It's quite important.
It is actually. Stabbing yourself is not recommended. Okay. We're going to do the head now. The head, the outside, the head. And these ears, which is just one big piece of wire. Fab. 22 centimetres long. Going to make a little loop at the end of one.
Yeah.
And then if you've got flat nose pliers, that's a good thing to use. If you haven't, then use your chain nose.
Okay.
You take the easiest way to get the same width of ear is to just put your chain nose on there like that and then make the bend, so that you know that when you get to do the other side of it, his ears is going to be the same. But you can take the time to do that, and then you would just literally bend it round. You see how easy it is to work this, and because it is such a thick gauge wire, it is very forgiving. So you can take the time when you get when you do it, you can take the time to then rearrange it, if you like.
I see.
And just sort of gently give it a
will.
rub. Yeah, get it to exactly the right sort of shape you would like.
Fab.
Again, I've made that one a bit big, but you can just change it. I do highly the same technique. I highly recommend this kind of gauge for starting out. Even if you just get 2 pieces of it and learn how to weave together and not going anywhere with it, just doing that, it's a really good
because it is so strong, it's less likely
yes,
to bend
it's
out
not
of
going to
place and
warp,
kink,
and you
isn't
can get your confidence that way, and then work on using more, softer wire.
Yeah.
And then there you go. You have his body.
And there is your beautiful frame. Now what we'll do is, just before we learn how to weave this all together, I'm going to give you a chance. If you are new, we were just talking about beginners, you need to get your hands on some tools.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you the chance to do this now. So in here you have got so many goodies. You've got your chase hammer. Now this is really beautiful. Do not think for a second you can rummage in your garage and use a normal hammer. It will not work. You will wreck your wire. But you have here your flattened end just to work harden and change the composition of your wire. You also have your ballpoint end as well, which is beautiful for adding a really vintage effect. You also have this long wooden handle, which is great because when you're working it against the steel block, you don't get any reverberation through that. So it's really nice and workable. You have got the steel block here, which is really important to work with because it's steel, because it's so heavy. What you put in, it gives you back. And the great thing with this is, if you haven't opened up your basket yet, now is your time to open it up with this, because Gemma Crow, guest designer Gemma Crow, posted one of these steel blocks to her friend. The postage on the steel block, £6.50. Just for the steel block. You're getting it for £2.95 all day, so get this added to your basket. As well as that, you're going to be getting your mandrel. Now this is our orange mandrel. This is the mixture of shapes. You go from a triangle to a square, into the oval and into a circle. If you haven't worked with a ring mandrel before, do not for a second think it's just for making rings on. It's not. You can create spirals, shapes. You can even, if you are looking at getting that wax Y-comb effect, you can create a similar look with this end of this mandrel as well. I'm not stopping there. You've also got your coiling gizmo to create these beautiful intricate coils, so easy to use. It comes with 2 different rod sizes, meaning that you get 2 different looks to your coil. It also comes with a really simple step-by-step instruction manual. And finally, you have your wire jig as well. This comes with little nuts and bolts that you can create beautiful uniform shapes with. It also comes with 2 lengths of wire. In here too, you have some ideas and some instructions in there, but there's also 2 blank grids in there too, so you can actually draw on your own designs so that you can remember them in the future. So perhaps you want to use this to create a little bit of your own marker, your own stamper shape that you have on every single piece to really get your name out, to really get your sort of logo out there as well. You can use this for that as well. So let's reiterate. You've got your jig, your gizmo, you've got your mandrel, you've got your steel block, and you've also got your chase hammer. Let's take a look at your price. £28.75 is good, but it's not great. That is the price it should be. How do you feel about 50% off? Let's do it. It's not £28.75 for you today. Your price is just £14.37 for all of these goodies. This is going to get you started on your wirework journey, but even if perhaps you've already got the hammer and the block, but you haven't got the other three, completely fine, it's worth it for that price. Just swap these with someone else. £14.37 is your price for 5 really essential goodies for you today. Half price on this for you, but you're gonna have to get your hands on it whilst you can, because this is going very, very quickly. Do not forget, also available is your designer inspiration at the bottom of the screen, NPGC48, and that was just £24.95. But seriously, this is 50% off. This is half price. That is a buy one get one free price of just £14.37. Get your hands on this today, get your hands on the kit as well, and you're going to be able to make so much and really get yourself started on your wirework journey. But even with all of these tools, you can just develop your ideas, can't you, Sammi?
Yeah, I started off with a jig. I mean, my 10 necklaces that I was talking about earlier on a bit of black cloth were all jig pieces.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, just a little bit of beading thread, a jig connector each side, and a simple wrap down a piece of glass, I think it was, and a little bit of sea glass and stuff like that.
And you had your first stall.
That was it. That was it. But I love the jig. And in fact, when I'm back, my next show I'm doing to use the jig.
Are you?
I am. I'm bringing you the jig. So if you get it now, you'll be prepared.
Yes, you might even be able to play along at home.
That bit.
£14.37. Fab. Where are we going? Pardon? NB. I don't know what you're talking about. Say that to me again. No, I was reading the code at the bottom. NPGC48 for the designer inspiration, but the code on this is VPGC96. That is your code today. Right. Let's get back to the owl.
Let's get back to him. Now, we're just going to attach the head, the ears to the head.
Yeah.
And then move around. You can see where this is going. So I'm just literally going to pick up the head.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap from the bottom up. You'd think it would be the other way around.
Yes, I would actually.
But again, we're trying to leave this bit open, aren't we?
Yes, as long as you can.
Yeah. So take quite a long bit. I've got a short bit of wire here because I'm going to do a bit of a blue Peter in a moment.
Ooh, I like that.
Because here's one I prepared earlier. Yeah. So yeah, I'm having it over. There we go. We're just going to anchor it 3 times as usual. And then wrapping, and it is wrapping it over and over and over till you get to the end.
Okay, I see.
So if you can imagine, I'm going to go round a bit and then I'll move it up. So if you can imagine that I have wrapped all the way up there, I'm going to show you when you get to, keep an eye on where you're going to want the ears. So you can keep putting it down and decide where you're going to get to with your wrapping before you're going to add them.
Okay.
So you keep going, and then you think another couple of wraps, and then I'll bring the ears in. So don't worry if you end up pulling it apart a little bit like that. I do that sometimes just to make it a little bit easier. It's like when you open your jump rings.
I see.
You know, and then just get to the loop of the. Try and hold it at the right angle. There you go. You get the loop next to the other one, next to the wire. The loop on the ear next to the wire, and then you're going to put. I'm going to poke the wire through the hole like that, and you're literally, it's like knitting. I'm going to go through it twice and attach it. My hands have got really sweaty, I do apologise. And then we're going to, just go through it twice to attach it.
Yeah.
Then keep going till you get to the loop here, to the top bit where you're going to put the jump ring through, and then we're going to put the wire all the way through like that, and then you're going to wrap across the top of there, and then over to the other ear. So we're going to wrap that shut.
So you're wrapping it closed at this point?
You're wrapping it closed at this point. I mean, there's the finished article there, so you'll see what it's going to end up looking like. Which is an awful lot neater because I've taken the time each time to push it up. But
these gauges, I know you said earlier on that when you are weaving, you sometimes look to do 2 gauges below.
Yeah,
but obviously there's quite
really
a big difference, isn't there, in this? Because you've got the 0.4 and the 1.5. So is that harder?
Easier, by far easier. I mean, it becomes the closer the gauge you're weaving with to the gauge of the wire, the harder it is to do without distorting the frame. So when you've got a big gap like this between the gauges of the two wire, it's much easier, as you're not going to distort the frame.
That's good.
So we're just going to go round. But yes, literally, when you've got to the right side, you can see here that where I've attached it at the bottom, then I've weaved up from the bottom, and you've gone all the way around here, up through the ears twice.
I see.
And then along, weaving that shut there, and then all the way down the other side.
I can see, so you keep it going.
You keep it going, and at that point, then you would manipulate the whole frame. So you can put a little dink in, so it looks like he's got a neck. Oh. And then bring the ears out, bring the wings out a little bit. And because it is so forgiving, you can play around quite a bit. You're not going to put a massive kink in it, like you would. 0.8 kinks quite easily. So this is much better if you're going to make a kind of a bit more of a statement piece like this, I think. So when you've got that, then it's time to start wrapping the wings.
Okay.
And we do this both wings at the same time.
That is unusual.
It is unusual, but this is so you don't pull it out of frame. It's easy. I mean, you can do them one at a time by all means. Yeah. But if you're doing them one at a time, keep an eye that you're not pulling it over too much.
Because the body would be slightly wonky, and you'd have one big wing and one skinny wing.
Yes.
I see.
So what you want to do, to keep the flow from the body, you can wrap it from the interior of the body here. So you anchor it 3 times from there, and this is where you do have to fiddle about a bit, because you're literally going into frames and over frames and pulling it through, and yes, so you wrap it all the way around, and then when you get to where you want to go, you would start wrapping the wings.
Okay.
I try not to attach it to my tools. Okay.
So you have to work off the reel for this section?
Yeah, you do, because I mean, I prefer when weaving to work off the reel. I know that a lot of people like to use the reel, but when I'm doing a flow like you have on the wings of this here, it looks so much neater if you're doing it, if you take it off and cut it off. Yeah. And you'll see why I've left one ring not quite finished on that one in a minute. People get frightened about cutting it, because then they've got to worry about adding it. Yes. But I'm going to show you that it's quite, it's not impossible to do without, and not hide it. You can hide it.
That's handy.
Especially on this wrap. So you get to where you want to go, and we can start on this side as well, and then move to the other, then I'll add the other side in. So we're going to do like a figure of 8 weave. So you'll come over the top of the one, under the other side, so whichever side your wire is starting. Because you might have started underneath on that one. So it's just over and under, round once. Don't worry about pulling it through like that. This wire is so lovely to work with. It's really malleable. As long as you're not constantly kinking it, you're not going to have a problem. Over and under, round once, back, over and under. And then we'll start on the other side at the same time in a moment, just to make sure that you're keeping it at the same tension.
So essentially you're doing a figure of 8, but you're going over the top of each 8 twice.
Yes, just to anchor. If you just think of it as anchoring each wrap in place. And it's very important when you do this to keep them pushed up nice and tightly.
Is that just to make it look neat?
Well, I say it's very important. It is neatness. It's just my OCD. That's what that is.
I noticed when you're weaving it through the wings as well, you're tucking it as opposed to leading with the end. Why is that?
It's just a way I was doing this. I mean, some people, if I'm going to do a finer weave, if I'm using fine silver, which work hardens really quickly, I will use the end. Yeah. But because this wire is very forgiving, quite a bad habit to get into. Because this wire is very forgiving, I can just get away with just tucking it down like that, and pulling it through.
It looks less fiddly as well, actually.
It is less fiddly, so if you want to practice trying to do that and see how you get on with. If you notice though, when I do that, I poke it through and then I grab it and I pull it, but I'm not really running my hands through it a lot.
No.
So I'm not giving it a lot of attention. I mean, if you're worried about that and you do struggle with work hardening your wire, then do poke the end through, pull it up through, pull it down. You can grab it with your other fingers like that. I think you can just about see, and then pull it back through. And if you get a kink, it starts to kink like that.
Yeah.
As soon as you notice it, just twist
it in the direction to twist it out.
To twist the kink out. And if you have pulled it and it's got quite hard, just push the two ends of the wire together to pull it back into a loop, and then twist it out.
Fab.
That's the main thing. So yeah, you start on the other side as well, to keep the tension neat. But I don't think I need to do that with you because I think you get the idea.
So you cut off 2 pieces and you're doing it at the same time.
The other one down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just pick it up because I did drop the other one down there.
Oh, the other wire.
The other wire. So yeah, you would literally.
I thought one of your owls had gone flying.
Oh, my owls? No. That's right. We'd have heard that.
They're very loyal.
They are. Flying would have been a good thing for them, yeah.
So with the other piece of 0.4,
you're going down the other side, yeah.
So how would you do it? Would you do 2 figure of 8s and then go to the other side and do 2 figure of 8s?
Well, you see what I've done here. I've done about just under ½ a centimetre.
Yeah.
I tend to do that, then the other side. Okay. And also, as it begins to curve, you can change the wrap slightly to follow the curve.
Okay.
Because you might find when you're wrapping anything curved, you might find that you end up with too much on the inside, like on that ammonite on the front of the cuff there. If you want to pass it over a minute, and I can explain what I mean a bit better.
Because otherwise it starts to build up diagonally, doesn't it? And you don't actually have enough space to finish the weave.
So there you have. So what for this, and the same with the curve on the wings of the owl, you would need to wrap maybe 3 times on the outside to 1 time on the inside. Yeah. And you would change it as the wire itself changes, as the shape itself changes. Like you can see there, it's got, but that also gives it a good flow. And I've done a similar thing on the wings. But it depends on how you make your wings, what kind of shape you do them, where you would need to do that on your wrap.
I see. But so the wire does sort of tell you itself when it wants to do that, because you get to a point where you think, I've got loads of space on this side left to wrap, I've got hardly any on that. And that's when you can sort of start to think forward, can't you, and alter your wraps ever so slightly.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's not specifically a certain point, is there?
There isn't. I mean, that's why I can't say to you, I can't say to you, go down about 2 centimetres and then start doing 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom, or 3 at the top. You'll see as you get down. So the reason for doing both sides at the same time is that when you get to that point, you think, oh, I've just done 2 on that top. I'll do 2 on the other side so his wings aren't wonky. So it works out quite well like that.
Give it a go and it all.
Just give it a go. I mean, don't be frightened. I ought to bring in a picture of the first time I tried to Viking knit around a cabochon, to be honest, and you would just laugh and laugh and laugh. But just don't be frightened of doing something just because you're worried that it's not going to turn out how you like.
No.
So anyway, you keep doing down the wings like that, and you'll see that Trooper Loopy twist. Well, here's one I did earlier.
Very well done.
I know, actually I'm really fast, that's what it is.
Yeah, it shouldn't say.
But you can see when you finished, you can see here that I deliberately didn't put enough wire on that side.
Yeah.
So that I can show you, you can blend it in quite neatly. Because people, you know, obviously like I mentioned, they're worried about perhaps not being able to gauge how much wire they need to make a wing.
Yeah.
A wing. I'll get there in the end. So
a wing.
A wing. So I won't pull off too much because I'm just literally showing you on this one how to blend it in. So on the side where I've finished, there'll be an extra little, probably hardly see it, an extra little turn. So I'll go to the other side where there isn't. See, like the anchor point on the bottom. So you go to the opposite side to the anchor point. And you make sure that when you come around, your wire is going to just follow the pattern. So what we're going to do is come out from the other way. Anchor it again, just going to do twice on this one.
Okay.
To follow the pattern. And it'll still be held securely in place because we're going to the end. Keep your finger on the tail, as that's going to help you wrap. And then literally carry on, under and over, pushing up really tightly. So really never, never, never be frightened of adding stuff in. And another little tip, if you do have to add the stuff in and you're worried that people are going to see it, and they probably aren't, is the answer, but you can take one of those little peridots and attach it to where you've had to add, so it's got a little sparkle on his wing or something. You can add it, or a little accent bead. You're seeing a lot of, yeah, you could.
He's
or
been
you take
eating
a little copper
some
bead.
apples, couldn't you?
Could, yeah.
Couldn't you? See? Seamless.
Or, exactly. Or you put little copper accent beads. You see on a lot of pendants I do accent beads, and I do them because they look really good, but I also do them if I've had to add a bit of wire in.
Fab.
But they don't disrupt the flow of the piece at all. Just remember, if you do add an accent bead and you're doing something symmetrical, to add one to each side.
Yes, good tip. Just whilst you're finishing off
But
that
there you
add-on, I just want to say hello, welcome to new people who are watching. We've just had about 6 or 7 new people watching as well. Do not forget, if you make your order today, you will get yourself a free DVD and booklet to get you started. I've got for you guys newbies, but also people who have been asking for it, your last chance to purchase this Back to Basics bundle. It's your last chance to purchase and very low in stock. In here you're going to get your pink necklace tray. Now on here you have all the measurements, all the dimensions. You also have the little pots here too. A lot of the time what we'll do is we'll use these pots to keep things for us. For example, in the one next to me, I've got wonderful Sammi's got one with open jump rings and one with closed jump rings, haven't you? Yeah. We've also got in here all the measurements down the side, which is really handy if you want to maybe remember your measurements, or perhaps you do a commission for someone time and time again. You could write their name on this board really simply. As well as that, you've also got your bracelet box as well, and on here you have the 4 little pots. These are the 4 most popular sizes of bracelets as well, but you can use it for so much more than just that. Of course, at the bottom you could use it for perhaps creating charms. You can use it as well for even actually measuring out ring sizes too. You could. You've also got 2 DVDs which work perfectly with these 2. These are your beading project and wirework DVDs. In here you're going to get taught the basics of each of these professions, but you're also going to be given lots of little hints and tips to create real finished projects on both of these. They are both around 45 minutes to an hour long to get you started on your way. Let's have a look at our last in stock Back to Basics price. £13.80 is your should be price, but we're going to do a stonking deal on this for you. It's your last in stock. Let's take a look. It's £6.95. Now our DVDs are £4.95. These 2 that we have here are £4.95 each. So you're getting for just an extra £2 another DVD and these 2 boards. Now if you are new to jewellery making, these boards really are so useful. Our guest designers have so many of these. They're stackable and also they're so workable for a number of projects. If you're looking at this now and thinking, actually I need that wirework DVD and those 2 boxes, but I already have the beading projects, do not worry. Get yourself on our Facebook page, Jewellery Maker Facebook page, and on there people do swaps with DVDs all of the time. So pop that on there and I'm sure you'll get someone to be able to swap it with a DVD that you do not currently have. Buy 1 DVD, get another and 2 beading boards for just £2. Your price today is £6.95. Good price, right?
That's really good. That's really good.
How many boxes do you have of these beading boxes?
I've got about 4.
Do you?
Yeah, I've got the bracelet one, which is quite a recent acquisition.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And I have to tell you, I couldn't find it anywhere in this country. I ended up getting one from America because there wasn't any in stock anywhere.
Oh, really?
So yeah, and I obviously paid a lot of shipping. So yeah, I love the bracelet one.
Maybe you could get yourself a few more.
I think I might have to, just so I know I've got them. So yeah, we're going to start on the chainmail bit now.
Fab.
Or do you want to do his face first? Which would you prefer?
Whichever you did next.
Okay, we'll do the
chain.
We'll do the chainmail.
Yeah, fab.
So we're going to. You can see on him, he's got just 4 across the top. And
4 different scales.
4 scales across the top. Can't forget those in his eyes.
Is it 4 or 5 scales you did across
well,
the top?
what I did was that there are actually 4 in the weave, and then I had to put the 5th one on afterwards.
I see. Good technique.
Yes.
And makes them sit nicely, does it?
It does. It made him sit very nicely. So yeah, I'll just put a few of these out here. Now this is the bit where it's all.
Oh no!
I've never done this before. Okay,
don't
so
worry,
it'll
be fine. I'm here.
No, I'm quite clumsy, shall we say?
So, do I need to take a step back for fear of jump ring in the eye?
Yes, safety goggles, probably.
I'll just.
So this is basically scale mail for complete novices like me. So you get one of the jump rings. I find it easy, as you've seen. I've opened quite a few first. I think that's a top tip. Make sure you've got a load open, because there's nothing more irritating than trying to hold a bit of work and think, oh, looking for a jump ring and I haven't opened it. So yes, try and open a few first.
Good tip.
So literally slip your scale on the jump ring and put it around the frame and then close it. And we're going to put 2 jump rings through each scale. We start off with the aluminium ones. We do one of those each side, and then 2 copper ones in the middle, don't we?
I've got scales in alternate colourway coming up in a little bit. So you put this on concave, correct?
I'm working from, because that'll be the front. I'm just working from
the back.
From the back.
Okay.
Whichever way round you want the feet to be facing, if you see what I mean. Some people might prefer the feet to come over the front or whatever. But yes, when you're working from the back. So get the scale facing away from you, and then close each jump ring. It's going to be quite difficult to show you. So basically, first of all, you put 4 on. So just put 4 across the top.
Both with double jump rings?
Or with 2 jump rings. So you need 8 jump rings across the top and 4 scales, although we're going to do copper in the middle, aren't we? So I'll put that one over that side. That's the reason for doing this tight weave here, is the fact that if you did an hourglass weave across the top, you wouldn't be able to get your jump rings over unless you used bigger jump rings.
I see, because it would be a larger
thickness of the wire.
Be a larger area, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I want to let you know I do have a few of this designer inspiration scale mail owl kit left. Now, Sammi has created all of these looks with this just one kit.
Yeah.
So it's not just the owl that we've made with this. We've made the owl this really heavy scaled necklace as well, with a beautiful peridot. Like a lot we've used on here. I'm guessing this is the same technique.
It is exactly the same
that
technique
we're learning now as the owl.
It is. It's quite. Once you get into it, it's very easy. So yes, it's the same technique. All I've done is staggered it with the copper ones. I've done more copper ones down the front.
Yeah.
Done 2 rows of aluminium ones, and then the copper ones I've done like his body, that kind of shape.
I see. So it's using the same technique that Sammi's just popping on there now.
Yeah.
And you've got the beautiful peridot cuff in here too, with that technique that we saw used earlier on, that we spoke through to you. And then this beautiful, very simple but really quite fun and elegant ring as well.
Yeah.
Again, just using the 0.4 and the 1.5. So all of these 4 pieces have been using just this one kit. It was a quacking saving on that today. It's just £24 and 95 pence.
One without a peridot.
Oh, you did one without a peridot as well?
Yeah.
Just to show you the different look that you can get.
You could use any gemstone in that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Or none at all. They're adjustable as well, so you can give those sort of rings minutes to make and adjustable. You can give them as gifts, because you don't have to know someone's ring size.
Minutes to make, pennies to make.
Yes.
Fits all.
Fits all, exactly.
So simple.
Sort of a staple of the craft store. So once you've got the 4 on there,
yep.
You then just put 1 jump ring through each of the 2 in each scale. So you've got 2 jump rings in each scale, 1 jump ring's going through both of them in each scale. That is all. This is going to be fiddly because you've got it close to the wire. So this is the hardest bit. So once you've done that, you're laughing really. So yeah, it's literally again, it's just putting 4 jump rings on. So there we go. Don't know if you're able to pick it up.
Yeah, we're catching that. Don't worry, we'll get it.
There we are.
So you're just attaching each pair
with
one.
It says, don't worry if it flips up. You know where you are because you know which way around the scales are.
Yes, absolutely.
Indeed. It's nice actually because I was doing this at home with a pair of flat nose and a pair of chain nose. It didn't cross my little mind to use 2 chain nose.
The same.
That would have made my life so much easier.
It's nice to know that you could do them both ways, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, you can. And that's why it's nice to have more than one tool set, like I said.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got all sorts. Right, so they have the 4.
Yep.
And let's see if you can pick that up lying down with the 4 across.
All resting, yeah, I see.
So now we're going to do 3, but obviously it's 1 copper and 2 aluminium. So we need some more jump rings out. And again, through each of these, you're going to put 2.
Each scale, you put 2 jump rings.
2 jump rings. So put the jump ring through. I like to put the jump ring through and then thread it through the scale. Okay. You might want to do it the other way around. Do whichever works for you. You take it to the left scale and then shut the jump ring once it's through, and it's just hanging off the left scale then.
Yeah.
And then you take your other jump ring that's going through that scale, and then it's going through the ring next to it.
I see. So that one ring that was hanging down,
yep,
you're just popping it through to there.
Yep. So you have it on the left hand scales.
Yeah.
The 2 left hand jump rings.
I see. Let me show you this to the camera, just so you can see the section before and the section after. So we do through the top one a double of your jump ring, and then it's attaching it to the single. This base one here, you'll see, is then attached again to 2 more, which is then pulled through to the next one. You're almost getting this eye and a nose shape, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I presume that we'll do the same one with the next one, attaching it to this one
yes,
and
so
this one.
Each jump ring, apart from the end ones, is going to have 2 jump rings through it.
Fab. Brilliant. Good tips.
That helps me to remember what I'm doing.
It's always helpful that
when you're starting out. Yes, it is helpful to know what I'm doing. But when you're starting out, you need trying to remember where you are in a pattern, like a complicated chainmail pattern or something like that.
Definitely.
I get lost. I have so much admiration for the lovely Debbie.
Oh, bless her. No, so, she's good, isn't she? I'm going to let you carry on doing it, because it's literally just that same technique we taught you through then. I'm going to bring you an alternate colourway now, and is this on the oranges? Have a look at these. Wow, there's so much in here. It's your Flight of the Phoenix. Now in here you have got 100 of your gold small scales, and these are 22 by 14 mil. You've also got 50 of your large orange scales, and these ones are around 35 by 22 mil. You've also got that size in this wonderful, almost old gold colour, really beautiful. The small scales, again, we have in this red. These are your smaller ones. You've got 100 of those again, and then we have got loads of jump rings. You have got 3 different packs in here. Let me show you them all. You've got 2 in your old gold colour and 2 in your red. You've got your 4.1 mil, you've got your 5 mil, and you've got your 6.7 mil. They are all ID internal diameters for you there. So everything you're seeing on screen now, it's called Flight of the Phoenix. You've got over 100 scales and around 100 jump rings. Let's take a little look at your price, shall we? Should be £24.61. We can do better than that. Your price today is going under 20. Get yourself on the phone because already in low stock. Your price today, alternate colourway for just £18.75. This is going to add a beautiful warmth and richness to your pieces with all of these goodies that you see on screen now. It's going to add real fun, depth, brightness. Use the idea of Sally's, but maybe change Sammi, sorry, and change the shape of the owl a little bit, and then you could create maybe a phoenix with these beautiful tones.
Peacock, maybe a peacock, something like that.
I love that idea.
Or the collar necklace on the choker. You could do that with different colours and different sizes. You could have like 3 and then 3 and then 3. You don't have to do a massive big scale thing like that, which I like. I really do. But
just whilst we're finishing off this section, Sammy's still just attaching those jump rings in exactly the same way as before. I just want to bring you the other alternate colourway. This is your beautiful black and silver tone. This is called Seductive Silver. You've got 200 scales and over 200 jump rings in here. You have got in here 100 of your aluminium silver in the small size of scale. You've also got 50 of the large black. You've got 50 of the silver large as well, and you've got 2 sets of jump rings. Your ID on these ones are 5mm and your ID on these ones is 9mm, so you'll be able to do so. Imagine that with the Byzantine weave. Wow, beautiful. Let's take a look at your price on this today. Should be £19.29, but it's an alternate colourway. We're going to give you a discount to give you a reason to give this a go today. It's just £12.95. Wow. Create some really dramatic looks. Create something that realistically is never going to go out in style. And as you said earlier, a bit of a steampunk theme running through this, isn't there? That is £12.95. Your Flight of the Phoenix is at the bottom, £18.75 for you today.
So yeah, just touching the last jump ring now, and yeah, it's just the same way, same all the way through. You can see, and then I would just hang the last one off the bottom. But I love the noise of it. It's beautiful, isn't it? And then what I did was I hung another jump ring, another scale with a couple of jump rings over the middle, just to give them a little bit of extra texture. Fab. That was all. Lovely. And now for the eyes and nose, which is quite cool. I just want to, I'll use this bit of wire here. So these I have made myself out of the 1.5 wire, and I wrap them around the end of, I've got a little hammer to do that. They're external diameter of 12mm, if you're interested. You can use, I use all sorts of things for mandrels. So, okay, what we're going to do to attach them is this handy little loop that we've left at the top. We're going to wrap around it 3 times, funnily enough.
Just to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, just to make things
just to mix it up.
Gosh, you can't tell I got OCD, can you?
Hey, you did 2 before.
Hey, I did, didn't I? There you go, look. See? Challenging myself there, doing 2.
You're really pushing yourself today.
Pushing the parameters. There we go. And then you literally put that in place there.
Just put the big eye in place.
Put the eye in place. Twice through there, see? No, that's not anchoring it 3 times, is it? That's twice. No. Ooh, look at that.
All right,
check
you're just showing off now, Sammi.
I am now, yeah.
Don't show off.
That's me. See, I can be different. And then we're just, I mean, you can do that a few more times if you want, but we'll do it 2 for the sake of speed. Then we go once around the middle, and then we're going to add the other eye in. And we need both eyes in because we're going to come off the eyes to make the beak in a moment. So if you're feeling very, I don't know, skillful, I guess, or wanting to hide it very well, you can just do it quite a few times and put the little gap in the jump ring underneath the wrap. But make sure your jump ring is properly closed if you attempt to do this, or you're going to be saying lots of rude words quietly to yourself. When
okay, yeah, I see. Of course.
So yeah, when you've done that, you just anchor it again back through the top
Yeah.
a couple of times just to keep it in place, and then we'll snip it off, and then we'll go to the beak, which is deceptively easy. And I want you to take inspiration from this just to make your own shapes from things and stuff. Don't just think that the thicker wire has to be the one that makes the pattern.
No.
You know, this structure. So we'll go to the bottom of one of the eyes, he's a little bit boss-eyed, and we'll wrap it 3 times. Okay?
Of course.
Okay, wrap it very quickly. And
I
then
will do the hole punch in a moment for you.
Yeah. Oh gosh, wrap it really quickly. That's what happens if you don't anchor it properly, because you're rushing.
Don't worry, you don't have to rush, you've got a while.
Okay.
Don't panic.
So we wrapped it up nice and tight, and then with the middle of the 4 at the bottom, before you've put your 5th one in, put the wire through there and go round twice. Well, you go under, you do an hourglass with it. I prefer to do an hourglass with it. So we'll go through there twice, and then you can see on the actual pendant that I've made, by doing that you create beautiful shapes. It's easy to do this when you haven't put the scale mail on. There we go. Tighten that up. You go round and then back up through the eye again.
And you've created,
one half of his beak, and then down round the bottom again, and then you're going to create the other half of his beak in a moment. There you go. I can do that while you're doing that if you want. There we go. Go up and round there. This is always underestimate how much time this is going to take me. Here we are. Can you see it? Oh, you can't. It's so hard to see, isn't it?
Don't worry, you can see it on the finished one much better. So you can see exactly what we've created just now. And then, as we said earlier, we've just looped that on to create a beautiful beak shape. Now, if you are looking at creating this design, but perhaps you want it to be a bit bolder, a bit of a bigger drop, you can use this metal hole punch on there. You've got 2 of your alternate sizes, and what you can do is create a little bit of a different look to these. Maybe create a hole punch at the base, or even around the side, and you could actually create almost a chain mail, chain scale, really dramatic effect. You've got your 2 mil and you've got your 1.25. Let's take a look at your price. £8.95, but the thing is, this was brought to you the other day. We sold triple figures. I'm only in double figures on this, and once it's gone, it has gone. I will recap this after the break, but get yourself on the phone line before a queue. After the break, we will be heading for more great bargains and back with Sammi. I'll see you after this.
When shopping with Jewellery Maker, you can add as many items to your order in one day and only pay 1 postage and packaging charge. We have 2 delivery options. Standard delivery at just £2.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 4 to 6 days. Or opt for our premium delivery at just £4.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 3 to 4 days. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
Pearls are classic. I mean, who doesn't love pearls? You look at them, they look elegant, they look classy, and they make elegant, classy jewellery when you're creating with them. I think right from the whitest of white pearl to the peach pearl, they're always stunning, and anybody can wear them. They're one of my favourites. You see them, don't you, in expensive jewellers, covered in diamonds. Diamond and pearls are the classic duo, and that's why I love pearls.
Pearls are always a huge seller on Jewellery Maker, and I think it's because there's a huge amount of emotional attachment to them. I think whatever walk of life you come from, whatever your age, you always associate pearls with maybe someone who's worn pearls before you, maybe your grandma, maybe your mum. So there's always that emotional attachment to pearls, and they can be classic, they can be contemporary, they can really be whatever you want them to be, and definitely one of my favourite gemstones.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we have a commitment to providing genuine gemstones. We do that by up to 3 lab tests, and we have our own in-house gemologists. That therefore means that when we say genuine gemstones, that's exactly what you're getting.
You can now keep in touch by following Jewellery Maker on Twitter. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back to Designer Inspiration. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, and thank you very much for all of your lovely comments in about the beautiful Sammi's lovely work. How did you find it, Sammi?
Oh, I was a little bit nervous there because I've never done scale mail before, so doing that for the first time, a little bit nerve-wracking. So I hope you bear with me, you could see where it went, so that was good.
No, you couldn't tell at all. My belt may well have just fallen off with my mic pack, but apart from that, it's all going well. Sammi, we're going to be heading over to you really soon to have a little look at your challenge. How's it going?
Well, yes, it's going all right. I'm going to make a ring. And then hopefully I'm going to make a pair of earrings afterwards. But yeah, I mean, there's such amazing colour play in some of these Labradorites, so I'm really looking forward to using those.
Well, no pressure, you've got about 40 minutes.
Okay.
So enjoy, good luck. Now I've got some true treats for you in this section, including one of the most outstanding pieces of Tanzanite I've ever seen. Take a look at this beauty for me. Isn't that exceptional? This is coming up for you very shortly. One of the rarest gemstones in the world, and possibly even rarer than you could possibly imagine. This is a beautiful gemstone. It's coming for you shortly. As well as that, do not forget, I've got this beautiful topaz coming up for you. It's happy, it's beautiful blue. Superb faceting on this strand for you too. It's seductively sparkly, and you can own it very, very soon. Within the next 40 minutes, this can be yours. But before all of that, let's stock up your stash, shall we? I have got 4 different gemstones, 8 strands in total on this beautiful bundle for you. Take a look at this. You have got in here 4 really stunning gemstones. You have got 130 carats worth of your Australian opal in here, which is this beautiful white, well, you can see it, can't you, with the opal essence running through. 85 centimetre strand. You've also got 140 carats of your Chrysoprase running down here as well. You can see Chrysoprase so richly because it has this beautiful, almost periwinkle green running through, which I just think is so stunning. You have your neon apatite as well, which of course we can see a mile off, can't we? So bright, seriously poppy, 160 carats worth. And finally, one of your favourites, it's aquamarine, and it's 170 carats worth on that one. They're all double stranded, so although you've got 4 gemstones, essentially you're actually going to be getting 8 strands in total, and in fact a little bit more. Now your price on this should be $23.80. Now don't drop it yet. Where are we going? Okay, how about we do a little bit better than that? What else can you push off that now? Could you get it under? Can we have, how about 6 off? 5, 6? Go on. Right, hang on. £23.80 for these. Let's see if we can bring your price down a lot. You're going to get in trouble, Pip. I don't mind. It's fine. You're next on the line, not mine. £23.80. Let's take a look at the price I've got for you today. Your price today is £14.95. Right, I'm going to get some origami on the go now. I'm going to show you something. This is our pre-production notes. I'm going to let you into a little insider secret. I've had to hide the rest of it. I had to do a little fold so you can't see it all. But this is the price that we were going to do it for you. I've managed to barter Pip down a little bit. Have a little look. Can you see? This is my bundle here. See? That's what you've got now. There's the code. There's your code. Don't worry, I've got the code here. Your graphics are gone, they'll be up in a second. But pan across, this is your description. It's our collection. And then look, £19.95 is the price we agreed on. That's how many I've got in stock though, 147. Get yourself on the phone lines for that. Your code is RFGC67 today, but I've managed to get every penny we can off that for you. You're getting it for not £23, not even £19. You're getting it for £14.95 for you today. And as well, think of the gemstones you're getting in here. Genuine opal, which when you look, there is that lovely opalescence running through some of these, especially the more transparent ones. You've got a little bit of your colour play in there too. You've also got your neon apatite, which is so beautiful, Poppy, isn't it? Imagine this with your topaz. Do you love that? Aquamarine, of course, it's this month's birthstone, isn't it? Now, a lot of places are very mischievous, actually, and what they do is they tend to heighten the price of gemstones when it's the month of the gemstone. We don't do that here at all. You've got, look at this, together. Wow. Don't you think that's so beautiful? And in fact, even with the aquamarine, this topaz goes, doesn't it? Now, if you are worried perhaps about working with chips and nuggets, perhaps you haven't done it before, I would say do not be afraid, because not only do we have a DVD currently available on the website, there should be a few still on there, so your chips and nuggets with the wonderful Mark Smith, but also it's one of those pieces that even if you just create a layered effect as it is now, but maybe at different lengths, you've got something really stand out. And although they are chips and nuggets, so they look a little bit rough, don't they? They're actually not. To touch, they don't catch, they don't rub against the skin. There's no really sharp edges. They've all been formed beautifully by our lapidaries just to make sure they're nice and curved and undulating in shape. So do treat yourself to them today, because it's not £24. Your price on it is £14.95. Your code on this today is RFGC67, and your phone number is 0800 644 655. Alternatively, go on JewelleryMaker.com for this. Let's show you. What would Sammi do with these?
I would do those. I use my jig. I love to use my jig, so I'd make some lovely shapes and then have interspersed between the shapes, like wire up loops with a mixture of the different chips on.
Oh, I love that idea.
And then more shapes, or you could do big chandelier earrings, like do a big a big wire loop with like maybe just attach 3 jump rings to it and have groups of gems. Have some like really big
really statement.
Yeah, massive.
Imagine these on one of these wirework bonsais. Can you imagine? You'll get those really springtime tones actually, wouldn't you, with this? Because at the moment we've got a mixture of the autumnal, but come on, we're heading into spring and summer now, aren't we? Why not add these beautiful pops of leaf-like tones? If you are into this wirework bonsai, have a little look. It was done a couple of months ago, Alison and myself, but go on our Jewellery Maker page and you'll be able to have a look. Jewellery Maker YouTube page, you'll be able to have a look. So add these beautiful, look, imagine how gorgeous they would be, just strewn on here. And what I would say is, although this looks really intricate, it's actually a lot of beginner techniques on this. So our graphics are back in, it's your only chance to get your hands on it right now. Your price today was reduced from 24 to 19. I knocked some more off for you. It's yours today for just £14.95. Brand spanking new bundle for you of opal, chrysoprase, aquamarine and Neon Appetite. Terry, Pamela's getting some as well. Carol's got a few. Julie, you're helping yourself to one as well. Tina, now the code is missing a number, a letter. That letter is, what is that letter? A C. Is it? C. C for Charlie. So we have got a C for Charlie missing in the graphics. RFGC 67 is your code, and it's just £14.95. Now we are heading into our Fast and Furious section. Engines at the ready, notebooks at the ready as well. If you see something, you like it, get a pen and paper, write down the code, get yourself on the phone ASAP. Some people in Fast and Furious just stay on the phone the whole time. That could well be you. You see it, want it, get it. Fast and Furious, where are we heading to? No problem. Have a little look at this beautiful strand. I adore these speckled like quartz shapes. You've got in here almost a moss quartz in effect, isn't it? It's 260 carats worth, and they are 10 mil round. You've got pops of green running through each of these, all completely opaque and perfectly round, which just means they're so usable and workable. I think I'm safe in saying that this, again, a very unisex strand. I think these would make a beautiful cufflink cluster. Let's take a little look at your price. £3.95. I told you had to be fast and furious to get this today. You're gonna have to get yourself on the phone now. Genuine, 100% genuine gemstones for £3.95. It's an exceptional deal for you to get your hands on, and beautiful for male and female jewellery. Imagine this mixed in with that bundle we had earlier, that aquamarine. Imagine that with there, creating really natural, stunning looks. And because it's green and white, both colours that go with everything. Green, of course, is Mother Nature's colour. You know, we think of stems and stalks and they're green, and then we think of all these different coloured buds that she provides to us. And then white, of course, it's one of your base colours, isn't it? It goes with absolutely everything. It's yours today for £3.95, but this is Fast and Furious. I'm going to have to move on. GHGP61. It's your only chance to get your hands on it, way less than a £5. Matter of pennies on that. If you haven't opened your basket, this is your chance, isn't it? £3.95 for you. I'm gonna have to move on because that's absolutely flying. Let's bring to you some really elegant pieces now. These are elegant, but they're also fun. If you're really into this year's fashion craze, the large statement earring, and these could definitely be for you. It's £9.25. They are gold plated, and they are your wonderful round chandeliers. Now, the code on this is missing a letter, and it is an L, is that right? Yeah, L for Lima is your letter missing. B-O-D, L for Lima, 75 is your code on this today. These are your sterling silver loop England earrings. You have at the top here where my tweezers are the area that you could, if you wish to, put your shepherd's hook. You then have the possibility for so many dangles on here. Imagine graduating gemstones. Imagine perhaps wire working within these. What about doing yourself a really dramatic bib style necklace with these? Don't forget, you don't have to use them as earring posts. Let's take a look at your price, shall we? It's genuine £9.25. It's just £11.95, and don't forget, it's 925 sterling silver, the highest grade we can bring to you, but then it's coated in 7 carat genuine gold as well. This is luxury upon luxury, but it's also high fashion, and these are yours today for £11.95. B-O-D, L for Lima, 75. 34 mil, you're going to be getting a pair of these. 15 loops you're getting on here in total. Create something really dynamic with these beautiful earrings. £11.95. I hope you're staying exactly where you are on that phone lines. Is this the bronze? Oh, lovely. This is really, listen, I love, you know what you were saying before about a nice sounding, can you hear that?
Love that.
Oh, Isn't that nice?
It's beautiful. That's sparkly.
Oh. And sparkly,
And
you're
sparkly.
right. Oh,
I love
Sammy, you
sparkly.
and I were cut from the same cloth. 135 carats worth in here. It's your golden colour-coated onyx. And these are in your beautiful plain slabs. If you got that pink opal before that was a ridiculously low price, these would go spectacularly with that. These are graduated from 12 by 6 all the way to 32 by 8. Just look how they catch the light. Imagine those on a beautiful moving piece. It'd be so stunning. These are 18 centimetre strand on this, and they have this beautiful colour coating which is described as golden, but I think you'll agree in some areas it's almost a rainbow effect, a diesel-like effect you're getting on here. There's lots of purple pops on there too, isn't there, which is beautiful. Let's take a look at your price on this strand, shall we? Is a cracking price. It's £7.95 for you. And do you know what? I think you could get a really kind of Arabian Night festival style with a little bit of headwear with this. Do you know what it reminds me of? Oh, what is that lady's name? Okay, she dressed as a mirror ball. She sung that song, Goldfrapp. Oh, it reminds me of that. £7.95 is your price. It's a beautiful strand. There's so much you could do with this. Stunning drops, easy to use, less than a tenner. £7.95 for you today. Now, at home, you absolutely adored those pearls I had earlier on. Got some more in for you. This is more of your traditional tone, I suppose, more of a lighter golden hue. Take a look at these beautiful potato pearls for me. Now these ones are so sumptuous, aren't they? Really great for bridal, beautiful for any occasion, really. It's such a neutral tone, but also it's got a really nice depth to it in a way. I would think for bridal these would be spectacular. Mother of the bride, perhaps. What do you think about these, Sammi?
I think they're amazing, and so many people at the moment are really going for the vintage bridal look. They're not just wanting the, you know, they love a bit. They love the whole vintage theme. I've had about 4 this year, last year, that just wanted the vintage look, and that's just so brilliant for that. That's gorgeous.
And you know what's even more special about these? You haven't seen them before. They're brand spanking new. They winged their way to us just a couple of days ago. So it's the first time you're seeing these. Be the first to own this exceptional strand. It's golden cultured pearls. 11 by 10. Let's take a look at your price. £24.95. Now the wonderful thing about this gemstone, about this strand as a whole, is it's sizable, but it's also got this gorgeous golden rich tone. Now I think you'll agree when you get these home, you'll be able to see that the pearlescence on them themselves is a really rich golden, almost copper tone to it, but you've also got flashes of green running across here as well. These are huge, and again, please do yourself a favour, have a little look online now. Give yourself just a minute or two, because these may well fly. Give yourself a minute or two to just have a little look online at the price of, say, a pearl bracelet that is 10 by 11 mil pearls. Have a look how much, because you're going to be heading up to more like triple figures. £24.95, that's your only price on this today. And it's the perfect length for a necklace. If you just restrand it and put on a beautiful bit of 925, you've got such an elegant look for such a minimal price. £24.95 today. How about adding something really poppy? These are funky, aren't they? 200 carats of your sardonyx graduated medium nuggets. Do you know what these remind me of? Humbugs. Oh, don't they? They look delicious. Do not eat gemstones though. 18 centimetres on this strand. Sammi, what would you think of doing with these? Because they're quite unusual in shape, aren't they?
They are, and I think they would be fabulous for a man's bracelet.
Yep.
With the leather, you could do like macrame leather and then just one of those or 3 of those. But probably just one for a man, or you could just do it as a neck piece for a bloke, again on leather, because they're actually really quite like the colourful things like that.
I think I like
and
that.
those long pyrite things have been good for that too.
Oh yeah, really nice idea
Really
for
nice,
those.
yeah.
Definitely agree with that. Should we bring the price in? Because it's exceptional. £9.95. What do you think of that?
Wow, that's fabulous. That's really, really fabulous. It's such a beautiful stone.
It's spectacular, isn't it?
It's something that catches the eye. What you want on any craft store, anything like that, if you're selling your jewellery, is to have stuff that immediately draws the eye.
Yes, completely.
And that's one of those.
These definitely do that. £9.95 is your price on this today. MERU12 is the code on it. It's 200 carats worth of your beautiful sardonyx in these graduated shapes. A true mixture of tones you've got through here. And I have got for you now some stunning moulds. These are so exceptional. Take a little look at them for me. I'll show you a picture of the finished products next to them. This is so low in stock, I cannot tell you how low we are. Shall I just bring your price in instantly? Cameos with the ring mould. Let's bring your price in. £12.95. You're going to get these different shapes. Let me show you the picture to just depict exactly what you can create with these beautiful flexible rubber. You've got these cameo style effects that you can do here. Now you can work into this so many different things. Of course you can mould into it your polymer clay, you can mould into there also your metal clay, you can work in here as well. I presume because of the strength to it, you could do something such as your resin, possibly even jewel enamel in here, couldn't you, Sammi?
I would think so. I've not done much jewel, well I haven't done any jewel enamel, so I'm looking forward to having a go with that. But I've done some resin, and I would think so. And silicone moulds are brilliant for resin. Yeah. Because to get it out afterwards, it's nice to be able to just pop, to have anything that you can pop it out of the mould. I know what you mean. Obviously, you couldn't do the ring with resin because it would just be straight.
Yes, of course, because that would kind of loop
but the
out
other
the
ones,
side, wouldn't
the
it?
cameos in resin would be fabulous.
You could get a really dramatic look with that, couldn't you?
Yeah, and polymer clay.
But I think, as you can see on screen at the moment, I am so low into stock at the moment. I am in single figures. £12.95 is your price on this today. Last chance to purchase though. Cameo ring silicone moulds. Once they're gone, they're gone. Get your hands on them now, £12.95. I've got something ridiculously special for you now. It is this exceptional strand of Tanzanite. Take a little look. I'm going to get it out for you so you can have a real look. Now, Tanzanite. It's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? Let's be honest. Because when we first got our hands on this, we said to you, it's a one-generational gemstone, didn't we? We said to you that we weren't sure how long it was going to be around. It could be 2 years, it could be 10 years. But that was about 15 years ago that we said that, wasn't it? Now, Tanzanite at the moment, Steve at the moment is at our mine in Tanzania where we get this from, because the situation with Tanzanite is so dire at the moment. We always say that it's 1,000 times rarer than diamond. Right now we're looking at closer to 2,000 times rarer than diamond. In that 16 kilometre area, we have got already 2 mines that are now closed completely. We have got no other resources for this. the situation with Tanzanite has depleted so dramatically that Steve specifically went over to go and see completely what's going on, because even he, with all of his buying power, of course, we've got ourselves and our sister channels, really high amount of buying power, even Steve cannot get his hands on it. At the moment, what I have to offer you here and now and what we have on the website and coming up in recent shows is the only stuff we can get our hands on. This Strand is going to be one of the quickest selling strands, but also it's going to be one of the rarest strands you will ever get your hands on. Genuinely, think about the last time you saw Tanzanite on here. Maybe it was a couple of days ago. I've got to admit, I did a strand with you the other day, but I only did one. When I joined the company and became a presenter in November, I was doing 3-4 strands of Tanzanite per show. Now, I'm lucky if I do one per week. We are in seriously low quantities of this in the whole world now. Tanzanite is a gemstone that, when you create a piece with it, it's going to be an heirloom. Your grandchildren or great-grandchildren or great-great-grandchildren will probably not be able to buy Tanzanite firsthand ever when they grow up. This is going to be something that you have to hand down. It's going to be a generational gifting gemstone. What I will say to you is I don't have as many of this in stock as I would like. Once this is gone, it is gone. I cannot guarantee you we're ever going to get this strand back in. 20 carats worth, 12 centimetre strand. Your price for the rarest gemstone is just £39.95. Now what I would say is I've now only got 27 of them left, first off. But what I also want to say is Tanzanite itself, this is an extremely beautiful example of it. It is centre drilled rounds in graduation, which I've not seen before. We do quite a lot of drops, but we don't do many of these centre drilled rounds in a graduation, do we? But also the clarity is exceptional. You've got that perfect Tiffany blue that you really want in Tanzanite as well, and it's less than £40. You also got the beautiful display box with this as well. And what I would say to you is it's absolutely imperative that you get yourself your authenticity, your beautiful certificate. You can get it on, you can get it with the purchase, or alternatively wait till you've purchased it and you'll be able to see if you're doing it online. You will be able to get your hands on it as well, and print it out yourself. The thing is, I was going to say then, in 10 years' time, get it valued and see what the value of this is. Do you know what? With the situation, genuinely, as shocking as it is right now for Tanzanite, get it valued in a year and see. It completely deserves this beautiful presentation box, £39.95. And truly, honestly, if in a year, this the closing down of the mines and also the minimal amount of Tanzanite that we're able to find continues in this way, not only will I be very happy to bring you a strand a month, but also we could be expecting much, much higher prices on this. It's yours today, £39.95. This truly could be one of your last chances to own this gemstone. We do not have that many in the vault. We really do not. We have a few strands. Have a little look on the website. I think we've got like a handful of strands and that's about it. This that I have there, you see available now, is coming up. That's not for this show. That's at all. That's it, completely. That's everything. I've got 9 left in the whole building. We cannot get our hands on any more of this strand. Once this is gone, it's totally gone. You could be, right now, one of the last 9 people to own this whole strand in the world. £39.95. I've only got 8 of this left, and trust me, in about 2 weeks time we're going to have a much better picture of the situation with Tanzanite when Steve comes back off his holidays. But what I can guarantee you is that the situation is much more strenuous. This is much rarer than first presumed, and honestly could be one of your last chances to own a brand new Tanzanite in your lifetime. You don't know. £39.95. I'm in my last 5. I'm going to have to move on this though. Going to have to move on for my final 5. Please stay exactly where you are on the phones. You will not regret getting this beautiful gemstone. Where are we heading to? Ooh, look at this green aventurine. Actually, this would go quite nicely with the graduated Tanzanite, wouldn't it? This is 190 carats worth of this green aventurine, and it's graduated rounds from 6 by 14 mil. Let's get your price in, because it's a great one. £5.95, and again, seriously, cracking lengthy strands on here. What am I looking at? 30, mine's looking around 40, yeah, around 40. £5.95 is all you're paying on this today, and it's green aventurine as well, which is a really beautiful colour, especially at this time of year, isn't it? £5.95 is your price on this beauty today. JEGP00. Looks a bit like jeg poo, doesn't it? £5.95 for you today, 190 carats worth. Beautiful strand, beautiful gemstone. Not the best code, but it's a great price. £5.95 for you today. Where are we heading to? Pippage? Pardon? Ooh, sticking with the same beautiful tones of these light greens and blues in here. Now, this is the perfect example of what I always talk to you about when I say about chalcedony being and having this beautiful clarity, but also with this almost milky luster. This is such a great example of this gemstone. 135 carats worth you have here. Now, imagine that as a chunky ring. How beautiful. Now this is from India, which is one of the locations really to get your beautiful chalcedony. It's very much renowned for it because you do get this beautiful mixture of transparency yet also that milky tone. 15 centimetre strand. On mine I've got 2, 4, 6 of these whopping gemstones, up to 25 by 17 mil. That's huge, isn't it? Should we get your price in? Price today, less than a tenner, £9.95. Now, you've got 6 on here, so thinking of that price, we're looking at a couple of, well, what, £2? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about less than £2 per one. Imagine that with a little bit of wire for a wire wrapped ring. What are you going to be selling that for? £10, £15 for a huge chunky statement wire wrap ring. Making your money back. £9.95 is all you're going to be paying on that strand today. I've got some more pearls for you in here. How exciting! Look at these. This is strands galore. This is to top up your stash. But not only that, you've got genuine white pearls as well in here. Oh my. You've got 100 carats of your quartzite in the 10 by 8 mil puffy ovals over here at the end. You've also got the beautiful clear quartz in the faceted coins, these ones here 8 mil, as well as this you've got those tiny 3 mil 15 carats worth of these quartzite. Beautiful 3 mil, great with the peridot that we had earlier on in that kit. It'd be fab. You've also got in here these lovely hearts, the howlite hearts with this howlite matrix, 160 carats worth, and these ones are 10 mil. You've got as well in this your clear quartz coins. Again, these are the 8mm, 90 carats worth, but these are clear. The other one have got a slight crackle to them. And finally, you have your white cultured Baroque style pearls, a massive favourite of people like Keira Knightley, the Baroque style. These are 7 by 6mm and they're white, they're the classic tone. Perfect if you are going to be getting on the bridal scene this year with your jewellery making. I don't think you could do any better than this, especially if you want to get it at a great price. Should be over £30 all of this together. Today it's just £21.95. Should have been over £30 for you today. It's £21.95. GYGC 25. If you are trying to do boutique pieces, if you want to work with colours that everyone's going to love, this is your chance to get it now. But it is last in stock of this. I am low in numbers. £21.95 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different strands, including this stunning lengthy strand of your Baroque white pearls. It's an absolute beautiful bundle for you to get your hands on, and it's £21.95 for you today. It's fast and furious though, so I'm going to have to move on. Stay exactly where you are on the phone lines, because you're going to want to add a few of these goodies. Wow, this strand is breathtaking. Please take a look at this for me. Oh my goodness, just seeing some most exceptional schiller. Can you see? 90 carats of your blue colour coated Labradorite. This is an exceptional strand. It's almost got a feel of the iolite to it, doesn't it? But it's actually a bit more interesting because it's got that beautiful schiller to it as well. Oh wow, it's almost this denim tone that we've got through here, isn't it? But the ones nearer to the end as well, you do have little bits of areas of transparency. It's 28cm strand on here, and this is just something to really catch the eye, isn't it? It's 90 carats worth. They drop and hang exceptionally, and keep your eye on them. Keep your eye on the schiller as I move in. This is the effect that you're going to get when you wear these out. You see that beautiful labradorescence? Your eyes actually are initially drawn into the superb faceting on this, but then your eyes delve deeper and you see this wonderful cascade of Aurora Borealis tones. It's really exceptional strand. Shall I get your price in? Because it's a wonderful deal. £11.95 on this for you. The amount of colour you're getting in here is so beautiful as well, and it is from Madagascar, one of the main locations to get your Labradorite from. £11.95 for this entire strand. TFRU 81 is your price on the stunning blue Labradorite today. Oh, yeah, we've got a cabochon coming up for you next, guys. Could you guess? I have got for you in here your cab clasp, yeah? Beautiful. This is your 925 lapis clasp. Now it's got a beautiful lapis lazuli blue in the middle, but also cascading is your metallic luster with the gold speckles in there too. Now the lovely thing with one of these clasps is sometimes we'll bring to you things such as your S-shaped clasps, which you can make at home. They are beautiful, they are fun, but you could make them at home. Unless you're a really skilled silversmith, there's no chance you can recreate this, is there? With, say, this exact look, this integral piecing together, because not only do you have the encapsulated cab, but with the free area as well. There's no wire wrapping or weaving around here, but also you've got your lock clasp too. So as we pull this out, you'll be able to see how intricate that is. And if I just pop this up to my mic, I'm going to pull it away. If you just keep your ears open, ready? Have a listen. Listen for a click. Hear that? That is security. That is how secure this is. It literally locks into place, and you could have 10 strands of agate from this if you wanted to, and even the heaviness, that is not going anywhere. Once you hear the click, you know it's secure. 14mm cab. Let's take a look at your price. £925. It's just £12.95 for you today on this. And it's so stunning. You even have the 925 stamp on the back, so if you are selling this on, people are going to know you're working with the high quality. Just says 925. And you've got the beautiful lapis in there as well. It's £12.95 for you today. Make sure you've got security and style for less than £15, £12.95. I've got for you some more goodies. Ooh! Now, metallic tones are so in this season. Did you see the Jean-Paul Gaultier Paris runway? Did you see it, Sammi? Oh my goodness. He's gone really metallic tones this season, and he had some of the best models out there. He had people, he had a group of 4 people who were all over 60 years old, and he had a group of 4 people who were all under 6 years old. It was fab. I'm talking grey mohawks. It was so stunning. Have a little look, because they've gone really metallic this season, and these would fit in with that Jean-Paul Gaultier look superbly. It's $925, and they are your fancy earring posts. You've got 5 of the main droppers, 1 of the head loops that I'm holding onto now. Do use these as earrings, but also why not have, say, a piece of chain coming up from this side, and then have these just nesting on the collarbone, and actually have it as a bib style effect necklace with 5 different strands at different lengths. Should we get your price in for this? Because it's a cracking deal on these today. £6.95. It's $925 wrapped in delicious 7-carat gold, and it's just £6.95 on these today. The average weight of these is around 3 grams. Really wearable, really easy to use, and you could create some spectacular looks. In fact, did you get those scales before, that scale mail? Could you imagine doing scales from here? You're always creating little fish effects, aren't you? That would be beautiful. £6.95. It's fast and furious. I'm going to have to squeeze in 1 or 2 more before we head over to Sammi. Where are we heading? Beautiful. These drops are exceptional, aren't they? Do not forget, I've got that topaz coming up for you in a moment. Have a look at this. Really beautiful and rich strand. Faceting on this is really exceptional, isn't it, with these top drilled drops of your wonderful champagne colour coated quartz. Now this depicts exactly what I always say about coated gemstones. Just because they're coated doesn't mean that they're painted. I know a lot of you out there sometimes can be a little bit dubious of working with coated gemstones, but the reason we coat them is to give you something that Mother Nature herself doesn't. Mother Nature doesn't offer up champagne coloured clear quartz. It's just beautifying the actual gemstone. You can see that you've still got the transparency in there. It's not a paint, it's merely a delicate coating just to enhance already the natural beauty, but add something a little bit different. 18cm strand. They are beautifully cut. Let's bring your price in. 100 carats of your champagne quartz, £11.95. It's a beautiful tone. Again, imagine this from a fascinator. What about with those pearls we had earlier on, those nice champagne golden pearls that we had for you earlier? Wouldn't that be so delicious?
Totally vintage bridal.
Totally vintage bridal, absolutely. £11.95. It's your last chance to get your hands on it right now, whilst you can. If you are looking for some seductive sparkle, you've got it on this strand by the bucket load. Look at that sparkle on those. If you are into sparkle and you're also into micro faceting, then you are going to want to stay exactly where you are, because right now I have for you my superb star buy. First found around 2,000 years ago. It's been used for so many pieces of royal jewellery, and it can be yours today for a stunning price. Take a look at my Swiss blue topaz. 30 carats worth of the beautiful topaz. Now, what we'll say to you, I'll be straight with you, you know what I'm like. I'll be completely straight with you. It's going to be a considered purchase. Now, a lot of you have had payday recently, and you might be thinking, drag it out through the whole of the month. Now, this one is going to be a considered purchase, but what I would say is you haven't really got time to. I know, nightmare. You haven't really got time to consider this. The reason being, we are so low in stock of this. Now, blue topaz of this quality is so difficult to come across. It comes from Africa, and the area in which this in particular strand is from, it is so difficult to find this amount of clarity in the gemstone, due to the fact of not only the weather conditions, but also due to the fact of the structure of the mines, and it's so difficult to find in this one area. The fact that you've got this Swiss blue colour of it is so phenomenally spectacular. This is a beautiful example of your microfaceting. You'll be able to see, if I spin these, the tiny areas of faceting on here. The amount of work this takes is seriously intricate. Now, this gemstone itself and the area that this gemstone comes from, it can actually not constantly be mined. This gemstone itself isn't available to us all year round, and also the mine in which this comes from, bearing in mind the mine itself is a rather large area. However, due to the structure of the mine, and also due to the capabilities and possibilities and sort of the room internally within that mine, bearing in mind you get exit routes and that sort of thing, you're only in this mine allowed to have around 10 to 15 miners in at any one time. So this is why it's going to be a considered purchase. 1, the mining difficulties. 2, the stunning saturation. 3, the clearest of clear. When I say eye clear, I'm being modest, really am. Also, you've got this microfaceting that is beyond compare. All of those things is why it's coming in at a considered purchase price. Do not let that put you off though. Your price today is just £49.95. Now, to be able to get your hands on something that I've only got 20 of, that's not just me, that's in the entire building. Not only have you only got 16 of them now, but you have got a beautiful and really exceptional depth of colour to these. What I would say is, everything we look for in topaz, you've got in this strand, haven't you? You really have. You look for clarity, well, you've got that in abundance. You look for a beautiful cut and eloquently put faceting, well, yeah, you've definitely got that. Every single one of these micro facets is just the same. It's all beautiful symmetry. You look for a serious hue and saturation. When we talk of saturation, we don't mean a deepness in colour, we mean a richness, if that makes sense. And you've got that in here in abundance again, but you've also got the size, haven't you? These are working out around 10 by 4 mil. Now, there is a slight queue on the phone, but I would say that do not worry about that for 1 second, because this is completely worth it. And if perhaps you haven't worked with this higher grade of topaz before, I am sure you will fall in love, because the quality of topaz really does change dramatically. For example, agate, you might not get that much variation in the quality of agate. Agate is beautiful in itself, and the quality is kind of in one range. Topaz is totally different. There are no inclusions in this. The strength, the hue, the saturation, the cut is all giving you this impact for £49.95. I'm in single figures. It's your last chance to purchase. KGSY 61. Treat yourself to these right now. and it's less than £50, £49.95. Imagine these as drop earrings. Imagine these in a tiara. Imagine these anywhere, actually, because they're stunning. And also think for me too, how much would you sell a pair of genuine topaz that's stunning drop earrings? Let's ask an expert, shall we?
At least £30.
At least £30.
Depending on how much work I've got. Just for a pair of earrings. So that's just 2 topaz.
2 topaz.
That's no more. If there were more than that, then I would obviously up the price.
Yeah.
But just to say, I was at the Rock Diamond Beach show yesterday, and I saw a strand very similar to that, and it was like 80 quid.
Wow.
So it's an astounding value, that is.
And it's honestly, if you've worked with topaz before that hasn't been near this level, you are going to see a massive difference.
I would have paid £80 for it.
Yeah.
Because I know that I will get my money back and more.
Definitely.
So to get it at that price.
$49.95, 7 left at the moment. So Sammi, we gave you your challenge, and you've come up with 3 beautiful pieces for us.
Yes.
How fab!
I was going to make those even longer, because you see I've left the drip at the bottom, so we could go even longer with those. I love lab, so I like the way it flashes and catches the light. So these are like almost treble clefs on the 2, and then that's a little cobra.
I am in love with this cobra ring. How exquisite is this? Isn't that fab? Wow, it's got a really Egyptian kind of fun, high fashion feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I did make one like that in my last one, but I can't resist it. I love doing them.
I love it. That is so stunning. How did you manage to do this?
Oh, it took a bit longer than I did last time, because I was using 0.25 wire, so obviously that takes a little bit longer, but it gives a finer finish. So yes, I love it. It's simple paddle shape. Of one that's made from one piece of 0.8 mil wire, no 1 mil wire in a paddle shape.
I see, yeah.
And then I've just done a simple hourglass weave, brought it in, well there you go, about 2 centimetres in, bent it around the stone, anchored the stone in place, and gone round the mandrel.
That is wonderful. Oh my goodness, Sammi, I'm in love. Oh my goodness.
Going home with you, is it?
No. No, but I might whip one up at home.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that this is our Labradorite collection.
Yes.
We've made these 3 really bejeweled pieces. Let's take a little look at how much
Sammi's got. Sorry, I'm a mess. Look at this. What a mess I've made. But yeah, you've got so much stuff. And look at the flashes.
I know, oh my goodness.
They're so beautiful.
You can actually even see those flashes from up there. That is crazy.
You
got in here 4 strands. You had the 0.6, did you? And the 10 mil? Yep, 6 mil and 10 mil, 2 strands of each. And your price on that today was just £16.95. Cracking discount on that. In fact, 8 mil, so it's 6 and 8. 8 mil and 10 mil with a size on there, 2 of each, and your price is £16.95, so even better deal, more gemstone.
Yeah.
RVGC38 is your price. Get your hands on your Swiss blue topaz. I hope we can get our hands on more of that strand, because it's so exceptional. Beautiful. Talk us through how you managed to create these beautiful drops, because I think they're really fancy, aren't they?
They're kind of like treble
clefs. I was just going to say.
Yeah, I was just messing about with wire. I had the wire on the reel.
Yeah.
And I put two gems on there, and then I bent the wire around my pliers, and then just came around the stone, and that was anchored. It's actually anchored in place by the bottom of there. So yeah, I just came back around there, created the little loop, and then a little loop at the bottom.
That's fab, isn't it?
That's quite easy to do, yeah.
Sammi, you're an absolute love. Thank you so much for today. How did you find it?
I found it great, actually. It's been really nice. It's
you were a bit nervous before,
I was very nervous, but everybody is so lovely here.
Oh,
they're really helpful, really supportive. So it's brilliant.
Well, it's our first day together, really, with my new team and new you. Sammi, you've been a little love. I am adoring your pieces. Cannot wait to whip up a ring and one of those owls as well, I think. Sammi, when are you next with us here?
17th of March.
17th of March. You've been given your kit yet?
I've got to go and pick it up on the way out.
Oh, some surprises waiting
Yeah,
for you
looking
then.
forward to that.
Well, thank you, Sammi, so much. We've had lovely
Thank you for
messages
having
in for
me.
you. And am I working that day? Oh, I hope I am. I've had lots
2
of fun
weeks.
today. 2
Yeah,
weeks.
2
I
weeks
will
today.
be.
So
yes, me and you,
That'd be
Sammi, love it. So join us then. But before that, I'm actually with you tomorrow, 1 o'clock until 5 o'clock. We have got some more designer inspirations for you and some deals galore. I will see you tomorrow. It's miss it, miss out now. Enjoy your evening. Bye.
Bye.
There are 2 easy ways to purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview or Freesat and